Astronauts to the moon.
What's going on, everyone? It's Chairnism, back again with another video for you today. Although today's video is a little bit different, and so I wanted to start out by issuing a warning, and I mean this in all sincerity. If I were to have a rating scale of content-wise and subject matter-wise, this is an absolute 10, meaning there should be no children watching this video. I mean that in all sincerity, so if there's anybody in your house that you let watch the videos, even if they're 14, 16, 17, this is one I would not let them watch. And if you are yourself queasy or uneasy about hearing things that might be of the sexual nature involving children, that might be of very bloody, and it's just a really gross video, but it needs to get out, it needs to be heard, and so I'm going to tell the story. It's going on in our world, and we need to do everything that we can do to stop it and expose it and let everybody know that it's happening. So just make sure that you understand that I am dead serious, that you need to be a strong-stomached individual to actually watch this video. So now, folks, let's get into the Hampstead case and the whistleblower kids. First, I wanted to make sure you understand that I am presenting this evidence for you to make up your own mind. And obviously, mine is made up, but I want you to see the different points of view in the story, and then to decide which one you trust, which one you believe. If you end up, like me, believing the children and their mother, then with that comes the admission that we live in a world far worse than we could have ever even dreamt. Basically the worst of times. So let me tell you first the story as I introduce each of the players, and then from there I'll tell you the order that we will be attacking the story. Again, this is your last warning, final warning. This will be the hardest thing you've ever had to watch. I don't recommend it unless you have a strong need for truth like I do, and a desire to help any helpless kid at any point that you can. So let us meet the players. So to begin, we have the girl. She's 9, was 8. Adorable kids, very smart kids. You're going to hear several interviews with them, and basically what happened is they were fooling around with each other, maybe touching each other where they weren't supposed to, and their mom, Ella Drapert, walked in, witnessed what was going on. Obviously shocked, she asked the kids why they were doing that, and they began to tell her that their father has been allowing that kind of behavior and also teaching him that behavior. And of course it goes much deeper than that, as they begin to tell their mother that their father actually is the head of a new religion. And in this religion, they kill babies. And they eat the babies. And they drink the blood. And you may be thinking, whoa, this is crazy. And it is. And you need to hear these kids give their side of the story and hear what they have to say. And if you know kids, you can decide if it's made up or not. The school is also involved. It's not just these two, but it's other kids, and it's also the teachers at the school. Not just that, it's also the local police, the headmaster of the school, the nurse, and more. Well, this all went to court, and the judge, Miss Justice Poffrey, ruled in favor of basically the father, saying that the kids' claims were factless and they were baseless lies made up by the mother. And so if you go online now and look up this case, you're going to probably see something like this. It says, police are hunting the runaway mother who tortured her 2 children into inventing a fantasy that claimed that their father was the head of a satanic sex cult. Now, this is the news story that is going around, so most people believe the story that the mother had made these kids lie for whatever reason. Now, the reason that they claim is because there was some sort of custody dispute going on. Well, the thing is wouldn't it have been easier for the mother to just say, kids, why don't you tell the police that your dad touched you in your private places? No, see, these kids go quite a bit further, and I want you to see these interviews. So, the order we're going to go through is first we're going to listen to the brother and sister. After they had spoken to their mother, she had a friend who was in law or a lawyer, and this lawyer came over and videotaped the interviews. We're going to watch those first. After that, we're going to watch the father get interviewed. After that, we're going to watch the mother get interviewed. And then we'll go back to the Child Protective Service interviewing the children. And finally end it with some media and some protesters and some activists. And that will be it. So, listen up carefully. Try and get a read for these kids. Oh, and just a note. Make sure you watch the whole video and even the 3 full interviews for each kid. Otherwise, it's hard to really make a good determination. There are some points, like in the mom's little speech, where she mentions a bunch of people's names that you could probably fast forward, but for the most part, you got to hear all the content. And lastly, see how this makes you feel. And don't be afraid to stand up and speak out. If you ever see something that makes you feel gross inside, there's a reason. Trust that intuition, that gut, and that brain. So here's the kids. Let's check it out.
This cult is because the first time whenever we ever done it.
Did what?
First ever we saw Papa kill a baby, and me and Gabriel done. He's the boss
of what?
Of the whole thing.
Of the what? Boss of what?
Of the whole cult. The whole pedophile ring.
And what do they do, this cult?
They do sex there. They kill babies.
Sex to who?
They do sex to children. They do it to each other.
And what are the babies for? What do you get the babies?
We said the social services to do it, unfortunately. They get the babies from families who can't look after the baby and who don't want the baby.
Really?
Yes.
Social services, I find that difficult to believe.
Yes.
What's their name?
Richie.
Richie who?
Richie, I don't know his surname, but it's Richie. His
the
name.
ones who came to our house.
He's your particular he's your social services, he's a worker that helps.
Yes, and Ella, the other lady who first time. Yes, she came to our house in 47 Lane.
1 second.
And in the social services, they get babies from other families. So like, So if the family can't afford a baby, so if they got a baby but they can't look after it or anything like that, so if they get a baby, they want a baby.
Who do they give the baby to? Do they sell the baby or just give them?
They don't just give them, they sell it because they can't really. They sometimes give, but they don't just give it like borrow, like for like a rent. They give it away because sometimes families are poor. So like in Tanja, there are people who had children and they were really poor. They couldn't afford food for them. So if the family's doesn't have money and they get a baby, they sometimes sell it. They eat it, do sex first.
How do they eat the baby? Alive? Is the baby alive?
No, they inject it to make it go to sleep.
And
then after, Papa tells us to hold a knife, and then he puts his big hand on. He pushes it into the neck, cuts it, and after, but when it's upside down, so it's like he goes like that.
So how do the babies become upside down?
So you get a string, hang it up, and it's upside down when it's asleep.
Hang the baby upside down after they inject it?
Yes. Miss Marden, the nurse, she injects it.
Who is Miss Marden?
Miss Marden is a nurse of our school. She does the injecting. She pretends to be kind to my mom and tries to say be kind. And then after she injects. She's a nurse, so she pretends to be kind to mom. And so if I hurt myself, she pretends to be really kind to us and look after us and give us ice cream.
She's a member of this cult?
Yes, she's the one.
And what do they all have? You say they all have a special something that they wear and stuff?
Yes, they wear this special kind of shoes. They make
what shoes? What special kind of shoes?
Baby skin shoes. Daniel, Felix, and Max.
Who are Daniel, Felix, and Max?
They work at a shoe shop. Daniel and Felix, yes.
What shoe shop do they work at?
Daniel and Felix, they work in next to the O2 Centre one in this tube station.
Where?
Just inside the tube station.
In the tube station where? What tube station, Daniel?
O2 Centre one.
O2 Centre where?
No.
So in the corner.
Which tube station?
I think it's the next Waitress. I didn't. Hampstead.
Road station.
Finchley Road station.
What, the tube station?
Yes, yes. So when you come in, there's this shop
That's okay,
there
you don't
and a
have to
shoe
describe
shop.
it. Just tell me what they do, these fellows.
And those fellows, they take off the skin. I don't know how.
The skin of whom?
Of the baby. The baby.
And they make shoes?
Yes.
And who wears these shoes?
Papa. Everyone wears the shoes.
Everyone in the cult?
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
then
One moment. Are there any other schools or churches involved?
There's other school and churches involved.
Which ones?
St. Margaret's.
What is your school, by the way?
Christchurch School. Christchurch
In where? In which part of
Primary
London?
School. In Hampstead.
And then, which other schools?
New End does it. Hampstead Parochio, the one with this tree sign in
It's a Hampstead Heath School.
Hampstead Heath School, and all the schools in Hampstead do it. And St. Margaret's does it. We also have a church, our own big church, and we use it for sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood. We sacrifice the baby, we do sex to the babies, we throw when we're dancing with the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
From before?
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where do the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How would you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off. Then we clear all the meat from the skulls. And then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it. Sometimes we roast it in the oven. Sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants. McDonald's in Hampstead and East Finchley. And East Finchley is a swimming pool. And in East Finchley there's a swimming pool. And the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it.
That's what?
The sex, eating baby, and there's McDonald's in there, and they're also involved, and there's Starbucks inside, and they're also involved, and there's sweets shop in there.
Well, no, don't rush.
And
You say McDonald's in Hampstead and Finchley Road,
Yes.
East Finchley.
Yes.
And you said Starbucks where? Which Starbucks?
Starbucks in Hampstead and, no, not in East Finchley, in Hampstead.
So not all McDonald's are involved,
No.
and not all Starbucks.
No.
Only the ones where?
In Hampstead and East Finchley. And also, there's a...
What about Belsize Park?
Yeah, Belton, no, there's no, not
There's
involved.
Starbucks there. Do they do that or not?
Yeah, they do. And there's Pizza Express in Starbucks. No, there's Pizza Express in Belsize Park, and they do it.
And Starbucks does it in Starbucks.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gabriel was telling me that the whole school's in on it.
Yes. Whole school is.
Oh my God.
All the teachers.
And there's police as well. What's the name of the police?
One is called Dave Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's black.
Okay.
And then there's one with Simon Pinson.
Right.
And there's another one, Alice Singleton.
Or Sinkleton. Are they from Hampstead Police Station?
Yeah.
Right. It'll all get sorted out. You say, was there priests involved?
Yes.
What was the name of the priest?
Father Paul.
Father Paul. And it was Christ Church,
Yes.
Hampstead.
Yes, in
Right.
Hampstead.
We'll sort it out, don't we?
Social services, the GP, the doctors,
They know about it.
solicitor.
They're all in on it.
And that's what Papa Ham said, that my father might escape if he gets alerted.
Have you drunk blood? Have you drunk blood?
Yeah. Tastes like metal.
Tastes like metal, you know.
But I do know it tastes like.
Well, you're vegetarian. You're vegan.
It's weird taste.
It's weird taste. They made you eat flesh as well. Baby's flesh.
Flesh?
Was it baby's flesh?
Yes, baby flesh and meat and normal animal flesh like chicken and beef.
Right. Why do they cut the heads off the babies?
They hang it upside down.
Right.
And after there's this big white bowl under them. And after they cut the head off so it falls on the floor.
Right.
They leave it on, they cut off the head,
Yeah.
but then after it's still on, it's just hanging on.
Right.
And the blood drips in. And if there's blood spilled on the floor or anything, like blood splattered anywhere, they got mops. They do everything.
Yeah, they don't like to leave a mess.
They would like to leave a mess,
Right.
but they know that just in case, if maybe one of the children will tell a police or something.
Right.
And what else are you going to stop?
And stop killing babies. And stop killing babies, and we're going to face our fear and face our urge.
You're going to face your fear. Because fear is what?
Fear is the mind killer.
And you're going to help us to catch. Who are you going to help us to catch?
All the people. Papa, Mr. Collins, the school.
All the policemen.
What happens in the church?
And we do baby sacrifice and eat the baby.
What do you mean sacrifice and eat the baby?
So we kill the baby and eat it and drink the blood from it.
Is that true, Gabriel?
Yes. And we dance with the skulls.
You what?
We dance with the skulls in the church.
What skulls?
Skulls of the baby.
Pardon?
Baby skulls. The skulls of the baby.
You dance with the baby skulls?
Yes.
And who kills the babies?
Papa, me, Elisa. And
Who kills the babies?
Papa.
And what? He gets you to help him?
Yes. Yes.
Shoot.
So he tells us to hold the hand on the knife, and then he holds his hand on our hand. So then he cuts the baby's head off. And then he puts it upside down, and then we drain the blood.
And then what they do?
And then we cook it, and then we drink the blood, and then after we go and dance with the skulls.
Yes. Would you tell us about the marks or any marks, distinguishing marks on the people who abused you at the school, please?
Yes. Mrs. Forstake, she got a birthmark.
Who's Mrs. Fordyke? Will you
Mrs.
describe?
Forstake, she's the head teacher, she's the head mistress.
And what's the name of your school?
Christchurch Primary School in
Oh.
Hampstead.
Thank you very much.
And also she has a birthmark all around
Who are we talking about again?
Mrs. Forstake.
Who is the...
Head teacher
Okay.
of Christchurch Primary School. And she got a birthmark all around her privates and on her private.
A birthmark. What type of birthmark did she have?
She has like a dark pink one.
And where is it? All where?
All around her private and on her privates.
On her inner thighs?
What's
On her inner thighs here. On her thighs here. Would you tell us what happens in the church now, please, Gabriel?
Yes. In the church, they cook the baby there. They do sex there. And they also have secret rooms there.
They cook the baby.
Yeah, and they have a secret kitchen.
They cook the baby, they have secret rooms and secret kitchen.
Yes.
And what goes on there? You say they cook the baby.
Yes.
Is the baby alive when they cook the baby?
No, it's dead. They kill it.
Who kills the baby?
Me, my dad kills the baby. The other adults kill the baby. Other fathers.
When you say me, how do you mean me?
Papa helped me.
Oh, you help your father helped you to do it, right?
Yeah, I never did it on my own.
Okay. And who are the other people who kill the babies?
There's other the parents of the father, Clark's father killed babies. He's really strong.
Clark's father killed
Yeah,
babies.
and Leon's.
And Leon's father?
Yes.
Who else? Could you tell me any of the other fathers that kill babies, please?
Yes. Mia, because all the 20 special children have their tattoos except for me and myself. No, except for myself and my sister, because my mum isn't a member of the cult.
Okay. Anyone else have tattoos?
Yes, the 20 special children all have tattoos. And also all the teachers have tattoos. Mr. Fanoni have tattoos all on his arms, and Mr. Gudge also got tattoos on his arms, and also they have it on the pussies, the privates.
And
also all the teachers have it, but not all parents.
so all the teachers have tattoos
Yeah.
on their privates, you say?
Yeah.
And what type of tattoos do they have on their privates?
They have devil tattoos.
Pardon, what type of tattoos?
Devil and monster tattoos.
On their privates?
Yes.
They all have them?
Yes.
All of the teachers in Christchurch Primary School
Yes.
have devil tattoos on their
Yeah.
private part?
Yeah. No, also monster ones. Yeah, devil is in the middle, but also monster ones, and also they have piercings.
Okay. Are these the tattoos that you've drawn pictures of? You've given us pictures of?
Yeah.
You've drawn some pictures of tattoos. Are these the tattoos you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, so they also make shoes of the skin of the baby's skin.
They got a special tool and
They
they put it in the skin and like in the baby's skin, and then they
take it out, and then they stick it because the blood is kind of sticky,
and
stick
they
it on
make the shoe with the sole
on
and
the flip flops. They stick it on the flip flops.
They got flip flops and like those shoes, like the one that I like, the ones that I showed my mum in the shoe shop in Grand Cross. Those ones with this big, it got a big star on its baby skin, but it's not like, it's you can do it coloured, but it's not like, it's a bit see-through there.
For the skin.
Yes, it's skin.
Okay, well, sorry to...
A big black star. It was. Wait. Pause. I have to go and draw the star picture.
Carving skin off. Yeah, and also Alex is like really good.
carving the skin from where?
From the baby, and when the baby's dead.
And these are when the baby's dead. And these are the baby skin shoes we're talking about.
Yes.
And who wears them and who keeps them, and where do they keep them?
Well, the parents keep it in like ordinary cupboards, and
What, the dead baby skin shoes?
yeah.
Everybody keeps their own shoes.
Yeah.
And who keeps yours?
Mr. Hollings, a teacher and my sister's teacher when I was in year 3, and
He keeps your
He keeps it for you.
He keeps your shoes for you.
yes.
All right.
Can you please just draw this?
One moment, yeah. And there's a star on the shoes, you said. And could you draw a picture of the star for me? The shoe the star. Where is the star on the shoes, you say? The black
On the
star.
sides, just
On the sides, yeah?
just here on the ankle.
Okay. One moment. So this is the star. But it's upside down, is it?
Oh yeah.
Which way?
It's like this.
Say that again, please.
You have to have a little bit of fear to face it, and then your fear will be gone.
But you feel a bit of fear. Why do you feel a bit of fear? Tell Mama. Look at the
You
camera.
feel
Tell
a
Mama.
bit of fear because it's really dangerous, and I ate
Look at me.
And I ate babies, and I ate babies before, and I feel really weak about it. Really weak. I'm not strong. But when I eat hemp, I feel really strong.
Tell the camera.
I feel when I eat hemp, I feel really strong. Really.
When you eat hemp?
Yes, and feel really powerful. But when I eat meat, I feel really, really
That's
weak.
right.
And
Tell the camera.
when I
Say what you
eat,
said to
when
the
I ate, the first time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we little done it, we had feared so much.
When you did what?
When we killed a baby, first time. And
You
we knew
killed the
about it.
babies?
Yes.
You
With-
yourself?
With Papa. Papa
Pap-
holding my hand. He helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your
so
hands?
He held my hand. Yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head, like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it. But then we understood. When my mom found out about it, she understood. She told me that it's wrong to do this kind of stuff. So then we had still been used to it, but then we had understood that it's wrong.
And so, what your decision
And
is?
then our decision, we had still a lot of fear in our head, but then when we read a book called June, it said that fear is the mind killer. So when we heard that, we thought that it was true. It was not really true. But then after, there was a man called Abraham who came to help us. He said that it is true, that fear is the mind killer. And then after he said we had to face our fear. So then after we faced our fear,
Look in the camera. The camera is here.
and then we faced our fear.
So, what you decided?
And
Come here, Gabriel.
And we decided that we should stop. Or then we should
Come,
stop
Gabriel, come
killing
closer to
babies,
Alice.
and we should stop doing sex, or it's just going to be pointless, and it's just going to have to be going to jail and just go back.
So, what we're gonna do? We're gonna protect other babies and children, huh? And save those children who are involved, or who've been forced to be involved, right?
Yes, yes. And when you face and James was in it. When you face the fear, you get less fear on you.
Okay, now remember, this is not an old tape or an old interview. This is 2015. Might have been 2014. 2015 or 2014. Now what I want you to do is watch the interview with their father. Okay, their father's name is Ricky. He is a Hollywood actor. Go ahead and watch his interview here. And this was after the judge had decided that the kids were lying and that the story was baseless. Let's go ahead and watch what kind of man is their father.
Has spoken exclusively to us about his ordeal. His two children, aged 8 and 9, were forced to invent the allegations by their mother and her new boyfriend. Videos of the children making the false claims were put online and have been viewed millions of times. The allegations of abuse emerged during a long-running family court case in which Ricky, the father, was trying to arrange contact with his children. Family court proceedings, as you know, are normally confidential, but in this case, the judge took the unusual decision to make her judgment public. In it, she exonerated the father and other people said to be involved, stating that the abuse claims were baseless and that those who sought to perpetuate them were evil and/or foolish. She described the treatment of the children by their mother and her partner as torture. The judge is also aware that Ricky is speaking to us. In this exclusive interview, the 45-year-old father reveals for the first time that he's still receiving death threats from people who continue to believe the claims. We're not using Ricky's surname in order to protect his children. And some of what he describes is harrowing and graphic. But but gives an insight into what he was accused of. He explained when he first heard about the claims being made against him.
It was 2014, September, and I can't remember how, but I found out that the police were looking for me. It might have been social services got in touch with me and said that you need to go to the police station and the children have been taken away from your mom. And I'm saying, why? Why they've been taken away from the mom? What's going on? And they won't tell me anything. And I was kind of freaking out a little bit.
And what did the police say to you that you'd been accused of?
They said, I'm okay with what they said. It's more that it had come from my children. They'd said that I'm the leader of a satanic sex cult paedophile ring, and there's 100+ involvement in this, including CAFCAS, the police, social services, the school, and I'm the leader of this. And I mean, I'm sat across, and they're recording this, and I'm sat across from the table from the police officer asking the questions, and I don't know how to answer that
Well, what was your reaction? I mean, did you...
It's difficult to have a reaction because I was kind of okay because it's just ludicrous.
Yes.
It was the fact that my children had said this.
Mm. And what else had they apparently told the police that you'd done?
They said that my children, my two children, 8 and 9,
Okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
They said that I'd sexually abused them. And I was selling them to people. My kids are wonderful. I'm so sorry. I've been selling them in this satanic cult thing, not just, they said by myself, but by, they named 60, 70, 80 people. And they'd said that we're killing babies. I mean, I was shipping them in, and we was cooking. They were showing with their hand movements how I would get their hand on the knives, and we would cut the baby's neck, drain the blood, and then drink the blood. And I mean, it's just horrific upon horrific detail.
Was it abroad, you think, where your ex-partner and her new boyfriend filmed your children making these allegations, which
Yeah.
were then uploaded onto the internet.
Yeah. What they did, they beat my kids. They called licks. In this, you get a spoon and you hit the kid. I say a kid. It was in this instance, it was my two children. And her boyfriend had punched my son in the ear, and they were told to recount these allegations of what I'd done, or supposed to have done, as well as all these other people. And when they wouldn't, they said, "No, Papa, he didn't do this." And they said, "Yes, he did. You stupid little to my daughter." And it's sick.
Those clips of your children making those allegations,
Yeah.
some people watching us now
Yes.
will have clicked on them.
Oh, very much so. One video in the first 10 days, nearly 300,000 views. One video. There's now hundreds of them all over.
According to the judge involved in this case, they may have been viewed about 4 million times around the world.
Yeah.
As a result of the spread of these clips
Yeah.
on the internet, people sharing them, what sort of abuse did you receive?
Death threats. Today, yesterday, still comments on pedo, whatever. I understand. I get it.
I want to talk about the recent judgment that was made in your case in the family courts, and the judge very unusually decided to make her judgment public.
Yes.
Mrs. Justice Porfley said in her judgment, "I'm able to state with complete conviction that none of the allegations are true. The claims are baseless. Those who've sought to perpetuate them are evil and/or foolish."
But there was nothing inside me going, "Oh, great, yes, great, thank God I'm not going to be done." None of that. Nothing. It was not empty, but it couldn't be anything else. Mm. It couldn't be anything else. And my thought was, okay, excuse me, my next thought was, okay, let's, Ricky, you've got to go and start to take things forward, getting to see your children more, and basically to eventually be the carer of my children.
The judge said that your children had been forced to concoct accounts of horrific events by their mother and her partner, and that their stories came about as a result, the judge said, of relentless emotional and psychological pressure and significant physical abuse. And that included hitting, punching, pinching, pushing, and pouring water on them as they were kneeling down, half-dressed. And she used the word torture.
She did.
Can you imagine what your children have been through?
They're 8 and 9. These guys are, to me, superheroes, these kids. I tell them, when I see them, we're talking about their heads mixed up, messed up, Just sick. Who, their mom, I feel really sad for.
Do you really?
I really do.
After what she's put your children and you through?
Because there's 2 children here who are magical. They are amazing children. And sadly, she's not been part of their lives.
I think it's worth telling our audience how far it got. Your children were interviewed on 3 separate occasions by the police. On the first and second occasion, they made the allegations about you.
Yes.
Abusing them, sexually abusing
Yes.
them, being the leader of this satanic cult.
Yeah.
Various other adults involved.
Yes.
Abused in all sorts of places, fast food restaurants,
Yeah.
churches, swimming pools.
Swimming baths, yes, sure, yes.
It was on the 3rd occasion that they were interviewed that they revealed, admitted, whatever word you want to use, that it was all made up. That
Yes.
they'd been forced to say these things by their mother's partner, or he threatened to hurt them.
Yes.
When you knew that your children had said these things we've been saying are all made up, how did you respond?
I felt pleased about, as these are my kids. And Mom had tried in every way to come up with a new story to stop contact. And be it I was violent to her, and I got domestic, like I've apparently got a background of domestic violence. I don't.
They're online forever.
They are.
And the judge said it may mean serious humiliation in the years ahead, maybe for the rest of their lives. What can you do as their father to try and either protect them from that or ameliorate that somehow?
They're going to have some help, or a lot of help, and to be in a good environment, positive living, and one word is to be able to give them a certain understanding of sadly at a younger age than we should need to have to, of what this world can be like.
Why has their mother done this? Why? That is the huge question here.
It is.
They will ask why.
They will ask why, and that's going to be a very tough question to answer. To not 2 young children, but 2 young children about their mom. It's about one parent stopping contact. That's all this is. It's unprecedented. I don't get it. And this is why this is not just this case now. This is 6 years in court before, in private proceedings. For me, private proceedings and the courts, on an epic scale, have let my children down. They've assisted, in a way.
The judge talked about the long-term impact on your children in her judgment, which was made public. And she suggested that the emotional and psychological harm of what was done to your children by their mother, by her mother's boyfriend, is impossible to estimate. She went on, the impact of the internet campaign is likely to have the most devastating consequences for your 2 children. What might be the long-term impact on them, do you believe?
We don't know the answer to this, so speculation, whatever. With a lot of patience, I really, maybe I'm naive, but I think with a lot of patience, a lot of love, I'm hoping, because I can't answer for my children because I don't know their minds, but I think if you can have a good understanding yourself and prepare them or educate them is maybe a better word, to educate them about things, and to give them wisdom and knowledge, etc. In a caring environment. I truly think that it's going to be okay.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
They're in care at the moment. They were taken into care when the allegations surfaced last September.
Yes.
You're clearly fighting to get them home.
There is no reason why the children should not come and live with me, and they would have a wonderful life, as they did back when they were 1, 2, and 3 years old, before all this started, when I left their mom. And we can get back to that.
How are they now?
They are, they're very good.
Are they?
Yeah. When I started seeing them under supervision, they were not good. They were, they didn't look well. They were touch and go.
What do you mean touch and go?
In their state of mind.
Right.
As in, their behaviour. They were just very difficult with each other, but with patience with me, and I put them right, and give them a lot of love. But from the transition from then to now, they are two different children. These are they're smiling, they're bright,
There is material related to the proceedings and more allegations still being posted online.
Yes.
Does that still affect you?
It does, because it's negative. Nobody likes not like this. But hey, I can tell you, if I've done something wrong, find it, bring it to the table, anything. But ultimately, it's really the children. This is about the children being safe, being well, and being happy. So.
And can you imagine a normal life with them at some point in the future?
Oh, yeah. It's just going to take a lot of time and patience and love, and but I absolutely know it will be back to where it was. There will be a shadow. There'll always be that shadow, but it's just going to be a shadow. It's not going to overrule or overwhelm the children in my life and myself's lives. It just won't. It won't.
What do you think the impact on you has been?
Imagine what the children must have had to do in their own psyche, in their own minds, to eventually give up to beatings and stuff, to say this stuff.
What was it that hurt the most in terms of those allegations?
Knowing that they didn't want to say it in the first place. That's, yeah.
How are you now?
Your mum, your mother, yeah. I think any mum or father in their right mind want to protect and love. I mean, what a great job. Yes, it's hard. It's a gift. So about how I feel he's getting for the children to feel protected again.
It's your priority.
Yeah. To feel safe, to be normal. Yeah. I mean, these are just fundamentals. Should be. Yeah.
Why do you want to talk about this to us?
That the children should not have been put through this, and And parents shouldn't be stopping another parent from seeing their children, regardless of what goes on or what dynamic goes on between mom and dad, and that people, other family members who have had their own children named in this wrongly, I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry that they've had to go through this as well. Again, it's not just myself and my children, but there are other families suffering, and to clear my name as well.
Your children's mother is abroad, as far as we know.
Yes.
Should anything happen to her? Would you want anything?
Yeah. I'm very angry with her. I'm very upset with her. She needs to come back. She has to stand up in court and face what she's done. She needs to come back here based on what's happened. I mean, who in their right mind would put videos of their children on the internet? That can't. Who? Nobody in their right mind. So sadly, there are consequences, and we've got to face these consequences. Who do this type of actions? Yeah.
Ricky, thank you very much for talking to us.
And thank you, Victoria. Thank you.
This poor guy must be going through hell. Roger in Edinburgh on text, this poor man and his poor children, I'm shocked to the very core. Karen says, I'm watching the broadcast now, horrendous how someone can be so cruel. My heart goes out to him. Catherine says, this is so harrowing. I'm watching this now. The poor man deserves everyone to be sympathetic towards him. One anonymous text message, total admiration for him. I hope his life and his children's life will become calm and happy now. Sincere good wishes. And one more, Valeria on email. My son spent 7 years trying to get contact with his daughter. He was falsely accused of abuse by the mother and cleared by the judge, police and social workers. But still the judges did nothing to stop the mother or remove the child from her care. He spent his life savings going through the court system. There are thousands of fathers going through this at the moment. It's high time we changed the law and gave fathers custody in cases of false claims of abuse. I'm a grandmother who has to support her son through his misery and who cannot see her own granddaughter. Your contributions are welcome. Our email address is victoria@bbc.co.uk, or you can message us on social media.
Okay, so now you got to see the father's side of the story, and now let's hear the mother's side of the story. This is Ella Drapert, and she was calling in while on the run from the police after she had fled the country, and this was her official statement that she made online.
Witness statement by Ella Draper from 21st of March 2015. I, Ella Draper, age 1967, in the public interests, in matters of great public importance, to expose serious crimes of satanic ritual abuse, including rape, sodomy, murder, and cannibalism committed against infants and children in churches and primary schools in the UK. I'm a graduate in MA History of Art at Moscow State University. I have an older son from a previous marriage, James, who has a good relationship with his dad, Abraham, my younger children and myself. Against their dad, Ricky Dearman, age 46, from whom I am separated since 2007 due to his serious domestic violence and assault on my life. I have been living with my partner Abraham Christie since June 2014, who is comparatively much more loving and understanding towards the children than their dad. To my understanding, the father had no contacts with the children apart from 3 times in June-July 2014, until they informed me that their dad rapes and sodomizes them at the school with plastic willies daily, and witnesses other teachers and head teachers to do the same to them during school times. After they made allegations against their dad, teachers, police, social workers, they were kidnapped and forced into foster care against my wishes, without any credible evidence of harm by me or Abraham against them, or any court order after proper due process in law. On many occasions in August 2014, giving full details of rapes, sodomy, murders, cannibalism, and satanic rituals at the Christchurch primary school. The individuals involved: Reverend Paul Conrad at Christchurch, head teacher Mrs. Katie Forsdyke, teachers Mr. Hollings, Mr. Ridges, Miss Esser, Miss Carn, Miss Marden, Miss Fenoni, Miss Shale, Miss Shaw, Mrs. Battle, Miss Clover, Mr. Williams, Mr. Burnett, Mr. Polidano, Miss Wilmer, Miss Kirby, and all the rest. Administration staff: Miss Stokes, Miss Connock, Miss Kate Unwin. Delivery and canteen staff at the Christchurch primary school and the Christchurch itself: Mr. Aaron Morris and all the rest. Teachers who left the school to other schools to spread the cult but still come to the Satanist parties includes Miss Rees, Miss Surgeon, moved to Brighton, Miss Clay, works for New French School in London, Miss May, moved to St. Margaret, Miss Koch, moved to Hampstead Parochial as a teacher assistant, Miss Ashton, children claim that she lives in the tall building next to the school, floor before the top one. Teachers from other schools: Mr. Hint from Hampstead Parochial, Mr. Phonics from New End School, Mr. Fritz, Mrs. Fritz had from Fijian's primary school. 20 special families and their children include Mr. Halaka and Mrs. Tweed, their daughter Sophie, Mr. Cowell, Jackie Warren, and their daughter Millie Cowell, and 2 siblings, Nicole Geretta, Brett Fairhead, their son Max Fairhead, Sam Gunasekera, Andrew Harrison, their daughter Calypso Harrison, Takanefanutsu, Stephen Barbaglia, their son Kai Barbaglia, Maria Sona, and the children Daniel and Raphael Yilmaz, Rebecca Denton and Adrian Wainbrecht, their son Remy Wainbrecht, Nadia and Gideon Lieberman, their sons Remy and Spike Lieberman, Josie Kirby, Elliot Island, children Amina, Leon, Max Island, Vanessa Fitzpatrick and George Fitzpatrick, their son Clark and sister Lindsay Fitzpatrick, Duke and Lydia Noronha, their son Courtney Noronha, Karen and David Harris, their daughter Katie Harris, Nimet Goldman, Artyom Lamanov, their son Luka Lamanov, Yapa Saji Chamara and their son Ryan Chamara, Galina and Mark Upson, their son James Upson, Sunita and Tom Baines, their son Sebastian Baines, Fiona and James Singleton, their daughter Annie Singleton. Sophie and Alan Palling, their daughter Eliza Palling. Jill and Michael Waring, their son Ethan Waring. Kelly and Justin Darby, their daughter Eloise Darby, and the younger daughter Lily. Ella Louise now moved to Fitzjohn's Primary School. Bianca and Boria Wessel, their daughter Emily Wessel. Michaela and Daniel Jenkinson Chamberlain, their daughter Augusta Jenkinson Chamberlain. Aaron and Sagit Gavish, their daughter Mia Gavish. Sophie and Neville Dix, their daughters Georgia and Violet Dix. Martin and Julie Jones, their son Jack Jones. Heidi and Charlie Gandhi, and the son Johannes and Massimo Gandhi. Agnieszka Goldsmith, Peter Goldsmith, their daughter Natasha Goldsmith. Claire Winder and Mark Hull, their daughter Georgiana Hull. Tracy Sassover, Ethan Sassover, their daughter Hannah Sassover. Sheena Tressida, Alistair Tressida, and their daughter Poppy Tressida. Yuvraj Desai's parents. Alexandra Beaumont and Daniela Lewis and their son Alex B. also moved to Fitzjohn's Primary School. Alexander Chan, Cecilia Andrew and their son Alex C. Also social worker Richard Dancy. Mr. Damon's family members: Linda Williams, his mother, his sister Lisa Damon, her husband David, children Katie and Max. Mr. Damon's brother Wayne Damon, his wife Mary, children Amelia and Alex. The children have stated that the sacrifices are performed in the church building. I believe the children, when they describe how infants are frequently delivered to school, they are raped, tortured, injected in the neck, and their necks are cut with a sharp knife held by them, with their dad's hands over the top. I believe my children when they say that the infant's neck is cut and the infant body is turned upside down to collect the blood into a bowl. The blood is poured into a silver goblet and drunk by their dad, then passed to them. They're vegans, by the way, and then passed to the rest of the children and staff. The infants are being disemboweled. The infant's body is then cooked in the cooker and eaten by the children of 20 special families, Mr. Damon, teachers, parents, for lunch. The children describe how their dad sometimes eats infants twice a day. From the names and details provided, I have no doubts that both my children are telling the truth about the rapes, sodomy, murders, and cannibalism at the Christ Church in Hampstead Square, London, NW3 1AB, at Christ Church Primary School, and at least 7 other primary schools nearby. I also believe that my children have suffered nightmares, physical, psychological, and mental torture by many public servants involved in the trafficking of infants into the UK for human sacrifice and organ harvesting. I believe my children are telling the truth when they describe that their father is the leader of a satanic cult which traffics infants from all over the world. I also believe that many parents have foster children and abuse the children at the school as part of a satanic cult. I believe this cult has been going on for many decades. I also believe that public servants are doing their utmost to conceal the crimes for fear of losing jobs and lucrative incomes. I am very disappointed that the police have failed to do any investigation into the rapes and sodomy by their dad, teachers and head teachers, and other public servants, as well as private individuals, despite forensic medical evidence that their allegations are true. I believe that Abraham had conducted excellent interviews with the children to encourage them to talk about their painful experiences, so as to put a stop to these crimes against infants and children by public officials and other individuals when compared to the police interviews. I believe that the police were involved in a cover-up. The police interviewed the children without my presence, refusing me the opportunity to be there, while the police kept them up quite late and did not allow the children to give names of the parents and teachers raping the children or the names of the children who were raped. I wish to rely on the video interviews of the children by Abraham, which were confirmed in the police interviews on 5th and 11th September 2014. The police interview, dated 17th of September 2014, is not reliable because it took place after the children were taken to the care, unaccompanied by me, in secret, after the incriminating evidence of the plastic willies, the skulls and other evidences were destroyed. In February 2015, there was a skip outside the church with a renovation to tamper with the incriminating evidence of the rapes and murders and satanic rituals. I do not agree with the medical report that Abraham caused Gabriel's ear to bleed after hitting him. It was in fact his dad, Mr. Damon, who did that. Children confirmed this fact. I believe the 9 police officers who came to my home on 10th February 2015 were from the same satanic cult of which Mr. Damon is the cult leader, so as to kidnap me, to silence me. I give this witness statement on video and on paper because I was driven out of the UK under threat of kidnap or worse. I seek the urgent return of my children to my care, for which I have a care order in my favour. I seek assistance of the various British and Russian authorities and embassies in the repatriation of my children to Russia to live with me and my parents. I seek court order protection for the witnesses from kidnapping by Mr. Damon's cult members and his agents. I seek the arrest and prosecution of all who perverted the course of justice, including Judge Powley, for treason. I seek the shutting down of both Barnet and Camden councils for the active participation and cover-up of satanic rituals in their schools, nurseries, churches, leisure centres, office buildings, involving hundreds of their staff and agents, including police. From 19th Geneva Convention from 1930, a number of corporate governments, such as the United Kingdom, and therefore all companies, corporations registered thereunder, above named, are operating illegally to their bankruptcy and insolvency, including employees and agents. This is evidenced by the Gold Standard Act Amendment Bill 227 from 21st of March 1931, suspended, and the subsequent Uniform Commercial Code, UCC International Law. See www.law.cornell.edu/UCC. This is a final notice of acceptance for the remedies sought in paragraphs 18 to 22, above failing which this is a notice of dishonour in the commercial lien under Uniform Commercial Code, Code Notice of Dishonour, UCC 3-503, UCC 3-504, and UCC 3-505, without prejudice, UCC 308 in the sum of £732 billion budget for 2014. See www.icj2.webs.com/Leanne for the dishonour to the UK public in the embezzlement of public money, which becomes sevenfold in accordance with biblical law if the dishonour continues after 30 days. Leviticus 26 verses 28 and Proverbs 6 verses 30 to 31.
Hi, before we start, I'd just like to tell you everyone who's here and tell you where we are. Is that alright? My name's Steve and I'm a policeman and I work here at this police station. The other lady sitting there, her name's Cleo and she's a police lady and she works at this police station. We've both got different jobs today. Cleo's job is what we call the controller. And the reason...
Yeah, I know what controller is.
Go on. Tell me, what's the controller?
It's like a police controller. It controls everything.
Well, for this, her job is to control everything that's going on there. So to make sure that she can see what we're doing, and also make sure all that machinery is working okay. So that's why we call her the controller, because she's controlling the equipment. And my job is to speak to you, really, and ask you some questions and also listen to what you've got to say. Okay? And near the end, Cleo and I might pop outside and just sort of see if there's anything I've missed or anything else I need to ask you. Would that be alright? Yeah? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. And when we're talking, there are some rules about what we talk about. First rule is that I wasn't there, so I need you to explain as much detail everything that happened. Is that okay? And if there's something that I ask you and you don't understand, please tell me. Just say that I'm not sure what you're asking. And that might go the other way as well. If there's something that you say and I don't understand, I might ask the question again or try and ask it in a different way. Okay, is that alright? And if I ask you a question and you don't know the answer, just tell me. And just say, I don't know, and that's fine. I don't want you to guess, and that's really important. Everything you say must be the truth. And that goes on to the next rule. And that rule is everything we talk about is the truth. And it can't be a lie. And because I've never met you before, and it may be that someone watches this who's never met you, so I just want them to make sure that they know that you know the difference between a truth and a lie, and that I know you know the difference. So what I'll do a little example, then you tell me if I'm telling the truth or a lie. Could you do that? See this piece of paper here? You saw Cleo pass it to me, so this paper belongs to her, and she's given it to me to look after. And say I draw on this picture. Draw this, draw a smiley face, draw some hair. Cleo comes to me and says, who's drawn on that paper? And I say to her, I don't know, it wasn't me. Would I be telling the truth or a lie?
Lie.
That's correct, it's a lie. So what would the truth have been?
If you didn't draw. No, if you say I did draw.
That's correct, yes. And why do sometimes people lie?
Because they don't want to get in trouble.
That's sometimes the reason why you don't want to get in trouble. And that's quite a good reason to give. And that goes on to the next thing I need to tell you, really, is that whatever you tell us in here, you're not in trouble, okay? So as long as you tell us the truth, then there won't be any problems, okay? And if you use any rude or swear words, that's okay as well, because we need you to tell us everything that you can remember. And if that means you need to say those words, it's okay. Alright? And this paper, although it does belong to Cleo, it's for you to use. And that's because if something's easier to draw, then you can do that. You don't have to ask, you just go ahead and draw or write Something's easier to write. Okay.
Yes.
We're obviously here to. I haven't asked you your name, have I, and what your date of birth is? Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
Yeah, 8. And what school do you go to?
Christchurch School Primary School. No, Christchurch Primary School.
Christchurch Primary School?
Yeah, it's in Hampstead.
Oh, okay. So, and tell me about Christchurch.
Yeah.
Is that you? What year are you in there?
Year 4, but I'm changing into year 5. No, I was in year 3, but I'm changing in year 2, year 5. I'm supposed to be in year 5 right now.
What about year 4? How come you're missing that one?
Because I got a problem in my school.
Have you?
Yeah, my dad is friends with the whole school.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how's he friends with the whole school?
They met.
Where did they meet?
When I was with my dad, they met. Then Miss Wilma, when I was in year 1, I had a teacher called Miss Wilma, and then they met somehow when I wasn't there, and then they got friends, and then Miss Wilma introduced Mr. Hollings, the year 4 teacher, which is teaching my sister. And then when Mrs. Wilma introduced Papa when Miss Wilma introduced tells Papa about Mr. Hollings, and Miss Wilma told Mr. Hollings about Papa. Then I met Mr. Hollings and Papa, and then they became best friends.
Okay, so.
And then he introduced Miss Regis and Miss Cecil, the assistant teachers.
Wow.
And then they're up and up and up. Like all the teachers are best friends.
Oh, okay. So your Papa
yes.
was friends with your year 1 teacher.
Yeah.
And because of that, he met the other teachers in the school.
No, he had a friend called Mr. Hollings.
He had a friend called Mr. Hollings, who's the year 4 teacher.
Yeah, he's going to be my year 4 teacher.
He's going to be your year 4 teacher.
Yeah.
And how did he meet Mr. Hollings?
Oh, Papa.
Yeah, Papa.
Because Miss Wilma.
Your year 1 teacher.
Yeah. So when they Miss Wilma and Papa meet each other, Miss Wilma introduced Papa to Miss. No. Papa introduced Mr. Hollings to Papa, so Papa understood who Mr. Hollings was. Then Miss Wilma introduced Papa to Mr. Hollings.
Okay.
And then Mr. Hollings knew who Papa was, and then they met once, and then they became best friends.
Oh, I see. And how do you know they're best friends?
They talk to each other. They tell me that my dad tells me that BFFs, it means best friends forever.
Okay, so your dad told you him and the year 4 teacher are BFFs.
Yeah.
Okay, and when did he tell you that?
He told when he was doing the sex to me. He does sex to me.
What does that mean, sex? What do you mean?
He touches me in the private. He touches me in the private. He sticks a plastic willy in my bottom, and it bleeds down.
Okay, so
yes.
So your dad does sex to you, and what that means is he touches your privates.
Yes.
And put a plastic willy
in my bottom.
In your bottom.
Yeah, a big fat one.
Okay, so how do you know it's a plastic willy?
I felt it before.
What do you mean you felt it before?
I felt the willy. He let me felt the willy.
Okay, so tell me what that looks like, this willy.
It looks like a real willy, but it's plastic.
Okay. And what else can you tell me about it?
There's an order of the willies. Of the plastic. There's an order of them. High up and low down.
And what does that mean?
So brown is the lowest, it's the third, but then second is the golden colour of the skin, and then it's white. White is the highest.
Okay, so how many plastic willies are there?
Millions. He buys them, and he also makes them. He makes them in his shed. He melts the plastic and then he starts making it.
And how do you know that?
I've seen him making before, and he has a friend called Daniel, and they make it.
Right. So who's Daniel?
Daniel is he got brown hair.
Yeah.
And got white skin, and he's really mean to me. He pushes me every time.
Okay.
He calls me an idiot.
Okay.
He kicks me. He kicks me in the privates.
Okay. We've spoke about a lot there, so I just want to take it all bit by bit.
Yeah.
So the first thing you said was about this plastic willy, and you said about 3 colours, and the three sets. Did you say?
Yes. Golden is the it's like this. Look like this. Look, gold, silver, and bronze. It's just like that.
Right.
So bronze is black color, skin black.
Right. Okay.
And then gold.
Tell me about that one first of all. So the skin colour black willy.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Everything you know about this?
It's the third.
Yeah.
So it's like bronze.
Right. Okay. So it's skin colour black. You said, and you said it looks like a real willy.
Yeah.
And what else can you tell me about it?
It's really big and fat, and it hurts really much.
What do you mean, big and fat? What does big and fat mean?
It's really fat, and it's.
Can you show me that shape again?
That. Yeah, like
okay. So it's that fat.
Yeah.
And then how long is it?
No, they have different size.
What do?
My dad got the biggest size. Really. Because my dad is the boss of every single thing.
Right. Okay. If we just talk about this black skin coloured willy.
Yeah.
So you're showing you show me a shape, how big it was, and then you said, so how long is it? So that's you show me that
really
shape.
Really long, like that long.
So it's that long.
Yeah.
And you show me how wide it is. And what does he do with it?
He sticks it in my bottom, and then after when he takes it out, it bleeds.
So how does he stick it in your bottom?
He pushes inside my bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when he takes it out, it bleeds my bottom.
Okay. So when was the last time this happened?
No, I'll tell you when he started doing it when I was a baby.
Okay, but when was the last time it happened?
The last time it ever happened is when I stopped the last day of school.
The last day of school.
Yeah.
So tell me about the last day of school.
Yeah, we had a big party because it's the last day of school.
Okay, since last day of school, you've had a big party.
Yeah, at school, and my dad goes to the school, and my dad doesn't let me learn anything. He doesn't let me have education.
Okay, so you're at school. There's a big party. So who's at the party?
Mr. Hollings, he's the year 4 teacher.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, in the old teacher, and there's a lady. When I was in year 2, my old teacher, when I was in year 2, she moved school, and her name is Miss Sargent, and she got blonde hair and she got white skin, and she's from Brighton.
Right.
I mean, so she's from south or north, London. How's it called? It's that language. They say glass. Like glass. Instead of glass,
they say glass wrong.
Glass.
Yes, glass. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No,
so she's got an accent like that where she says glass.
Yeah.
Okay. And.
But she says glass, but she says on my language, on my accent on North. I can't remember. It might be North London. I haven't seen her for a long time. It might be North London or South London. And right now she's in Brighton.
Okay, she's from somewhere, and she says things differently.
So it might be South or North
London.
Okay. Yeah, England.
Okay. So she was there. Mr. Hollings was there. You said your dad was there.
Yes. The head teacher does it. Sticks a willy in my bottom. The head teacher's name is Mrs. Forstyke. Mrs. Forster. Mrs. Forster. Mrs.
Forster. F-O-S.
No, Mrs. Forstyke.
Forstyke. Okay,
Yeah.
Mrs. Forstyke.
And her first name is Kate.
Kate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she got a sister, which is the second the second head teacher, and her name is Mrs. Unwin.
Okay.
And they're sisters, and it's really strange what her first name is also Kate too.
2 sisters called Kate?
Yeah, really strange.
That is confusing. I bet for their mum it was confusing.
Yeah. And I heard they were saying, Mrs. Fawcett told me it's her sister.
Are they real sisters, or
Yeah.
do they have the same second name?
Yeah, they have the same second name. Well, they don't look the same now. But Miss Angwin, she all the time puts some makeup on her.
Does she? Okay, so you're having this party at school. Were there any children there at the party?
Yes.
So, children at the party?
Yeah, all the children do sex to me.
All the children?
Yeah. And do you know how much children there is in my whole school? 200. 200 children.
And all 200 children do sex to you?
Yes. And also other schools are involved.
And other schools as well?
Yeah.
And how long have you been going to that school?
Since when I was 5 years old.
And how old are you now?
I'm 8 years old.
So for 3 years you've been going to the school?
No, yeah, for 3 years, yeah.
Okay. So you're having the party, and then what's happened at the end of the party?
My dad kills babies and he eats the meat.
Okay, well, let's just talk about the party day,
Yeah.
okay? So, the party, what was the party like?
I don't like the party.
Why not?
They touch me.
Who?
Kick me. My front privates, they hurt me. So when they stick a big plaster really in my bottom, and when it bleeds, if I cry, he like, do you know those spaghetti spoons?
Yes.
Those metal ones. If I cry, he hits me on the head with it.
Okay.
But if I cry more, he hits me again. But if I cry more, the nurse teacher, Miss Marden, she injects me, and a sleeping injection on my neck, and then I fell asleep straight away.
Okay. What I'd like to go about, I just want to talk about just the party day. So I don't want to hear about anything else other than that day, okay? So all the stuff that's happened on different days, we will talk about, I promise, but not until after we've spoken about the party day.
Now,
Exactly, perfect. So you're at the party, you said you didn't really like the party.
No, I hate it.
Why do you hate the party?
They hit me, they do all kind of stuff, and I'm a
Who's
vegan.
they?
I'm a
Who's
vegan. What? Who's that?
You said they hit me. Who's they? Who hit you?
My dad, all the teachers, my dad's friends.
And where did they
And
hit
also
you?
the parents do it too. And they're really mean to me, really mean. The parents.
Why are all these people so mean to you?
They like being mean to me. And
Why? What have you done for them to? I don't understand.
Nothing.
Why would they all be so mean to you?
I did nothing.
Okay. So.
And my dad made up a really strange religion.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. Remember what we're going to talk about at the moment. What we're going to talk about. Remember what we're talking about?
Yeah.
What?
When we're talking about what happens at a party.
At the party, yeah. So you said they hit you. Tell me exactly what people hit you.
There's my dad got social services, and my dad got friends.
Yeah.
And they come over too.
Right. We're not talking about the party. Tell me about the party. Who hit you at the party?
The parents do. Should I tell you the name of the parents?
Were the parents at the party?
Yeah. And should I tell the children names?
Why was your mum not at the party if all the parents were at the party?
She doesn't do the sex to us.
Was she at the party?
Yeah, no.
Why wasn't she at the party? Why didn't she get invited?
Because she doesn't touch us. She doesn't do sex to us.
Why wasn't she at the party?
Because she doesn't do sex to us.
I know she doesn't do sex, but.
And also because she's a vegan.
Right. But that's not a reason not to go to a party, is it?
No, you know, there is a reason because she's a vegan. The party is non-vegan.
So it's a non-vegan party?
Yeah.
So why was you allowed to go then?
No, I'm allowed to go because they had me and they can do whatever they want with me.
But it was a non-vegan party, I don't understand.
But I'm a vegan.
Yeah, and you said...
And my dad is a vegan, but he lied to my mum about him being vegan.
So, I don't understand, right? Your mum wasn't allowed to the party because she's a vegan.
Yeah, and
but you and your dad were allowed to the party, but you're vegan as well.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why. How comes?
Because if we were with Mum, we'd have not went to the party. Well, if we were with my mum.
So your mum hasn't gone to the party.
No.
So what?
But we were alone with my dad, so we could went to the party. We did.
Okay, so that party.
Yeah.
And what time did the party finish?
No, the party's for 6 hours.
From what time does it start then?
It starts from the morning. I'm not sure which kind time in the morning. From the morning, it's like school time.
Right, okay.
Instead of lessons, instead of literacy, numeracy, science, we had a sex party and we ate babies. And my dad, he lied to my mum about being vegan.
Okay, so there's this party.
Yeah.
So where is the party held in the school?
In the school, in the church, and school.
Just in the church and the school.
Yeah.
So whereabouts in the church and whereabouts in the school?
In the school, in the church, there's a seats, and here's a little road, and there's a big.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, 3 stairs. It's really big, and then we dance there.
Yeah. So you was dancing. What sort of? Why was you dancing? What music were you listening to?
We don't put music on, but we just dance.
You just dance.
Yeah,
okay.
we put all kind of music songs.
Okay, so you're dancing, and who else was dancing? Any of the children?
Everybody does.
Okay.
Everybody does the sex and.
Right. And what is the sex?
They touch me in the privates. They tell me to lick the privates.
Who says that?
My dad's, the teachers, everybody's.
Okay. So that's happened.
And we didn't want to do that, but my dad made us do it, and he forced us.
Okay.
But my mum doesn't do it.
No? Okay.
But my family doesn't do it. Only my father does it.
Okay. So this has happened at the school.
Yeah.
And then you said there's a bit where your dad put the brown coloured plastic willy.
No, but my dad doesn't have a brown one.
No? What one?
He's the boss of the whole religion, the whole culture. He's the boss.
And what's this religion called?
It's not called nothing.
It's not called nothing?
No, we eat babies, we kill them, and my dad's and this is what my dad tells us to do. Look, my dad killed babies, and we help him kill babies because our dad forces us to.
Okay.
But we never kill babies, never on our own, never.
Okay, so after 6 hours, the party's finished.
Yeah.
And where did you go? What? After the party, where did you go then?
Back to our house, to my
Whose
mum's.
house? Your mum's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's home time.
And did you tell her about the black willy going in your bum?
I'm too scared. If they find out, they'll hurt me really
So
much.
why have you been able to tell now?
Because Abraham, I was doing really strange behaviour.
Like what? What's that?
I was hitting my sister. I was hitting her really violent. I pulled her hair and I smashed her onto the ground from my van. And my sister took a big frame and she threw it into my head and I was bleeding everywhere.
So you two were fighting?
Yeah, really much.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then my mum got really stressed.
Right. So when did you tell them about what's happening?
when Abraham started living with us.
When did he start living with you?
From 4 years. No, not 4 years. 4 months ago.
Okay.
In
So-
May.
So that May. So that's. And you said, but you said it happened on the last day of school.
Yeah.
So that was after May.
Yeah.
So why didn't you tell someone then that this happened at school?
No. I didn't tell first. My
Why not?
Abraham found out.
How did he find out?
Because me and my sister were touching each other. My dad tells us to touch each other in the privates.
So you and so did you tell him or did he guess? Abraham.
Who?
Did you tell Abraham or did Abraham guess?
Caught us.
No, but he's caught you and your sister doing things you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Then he asked me, who taught you to do this? Who done this? And then but then we told him it was a dad, and then.
Okay.
And then but we were still really scared. We was really scared of him.
Okay.
So what do you think after that? Let's watch as she does her interview, and I'll see you shortly after.
I'll tell you everyone's names so you're clear who it is. My name's Steve and I'm a policeman and I work here at Barnet Police Station. This lady here, her name's Cleo.
Cleo and Steve.
Cleo and Steve.
With Jean Clement.
I know, I haven't met Jean Clement, but we do similar jobs, but he works in a different part of London. I think he works
South.
yeah, somewhere else. I've never met him, but he does work. He's a policeman.
Yes, he's a sergeant.
Is he? He's a police sergeant,
yes.
is he? Oh, okay. And Cleo's a police lady, and her job is the controller today, and that means she controls everything that's going on there, making sure it's all working. Okay, and if you see, she had a pen and paper, and she might make some notes because she might want to ask something at the end. Do you want a pen? And then from then we'll talk. So that leaves one other person here, and that's you. Can I just ask you to say your full name, please? What's your first name?
Elisa.
Elisa.
Well, my real name is Grace.
Grace.
But my name my name is Elisa Gareva Dearman, but my second name is Grace, as I said.
So Alicia, Grace, Gareva
Dearman.
Okay, so it's 4 names you've got.
Yes.
Okay, so and have you got a middle name? Is Grace your middle name?
Yes.
And no other names?
No, it's Grace.
Okay, perfect. So Alicia, Grace, Gareva, Dearman.
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you, Alicia?
I'm 9 years. I'm 9 years old right now.
Yeah. And so, do you prefer to be called Alicia or Grace? What one?
Elisa.
Elisa.
Because I'm used to being called Elisa.
Yeah, Elisa. Okay.
And I've been called Grace.
No. Okay. So, what I'd like to do is just go through some of the rules and just explain today's date. It's 10:30 in the evening, and it's the 5th of September. And as I said, we're here at Barnet, and what we're going to talk about, I wasn't there. So because I wasn't there, I need you to explain in as much detail everything you can remember. Okay, so just really think about everything that you can remember and tell me about it. Okay. If I ask you something, you don't understand what I'm saying, tell me, yeah? And I'll look at a different way, okay? And that goes the other way. If you say something and I'm not really sure what you mean, I might ask you to say it again, or I might ask the question in a different way.
Or something.
Yeah, I might say, well, what does that mean? Or what, can you tell me? And so that's that one, really. If I ask you a question and you don't know the answer, that's fine. Just tell me you don't know, okay? And that's because I want you to tell everything the truth, okay? I don't want you to guess. If you don't know, just tell me, okay? And that leads on the next thing. We must tell the truth, and that's you and me. So if I ask you something, you've got to tell me the truth. And if you ask me something, I'll tell you the truth. Should we agree that, shall we? Yeah? What I want to do is just make sure you understand the difference between truth and a lie. Okay? I've had this paper.
Truth is, and also, is just opposite.
Truth is what?
Truth is opposite.
Opposite to
well,
what?
lie is opposite truth.
Lie is opposite to the truth. So, right, if I tell you this, if I've drawn this picture here,
Yes.
this is on Cleo's paper. She sees this picture and she says, "Who drawn that?" I said, "Yes, it was me that drew it. I'm sorry." Would that be the truth or a lie?
That'll be truth.
That would be the truth. So what would have been a lie?
No, I did not draw it, or somebody else. I don't know who.
That would be a lie, yes. So why do sometimes people tell the truth? Tell the lie. Why do sometimes people tell a lie?
So because maybe sometimes they do. Maybe it's personal. I don't know.
What do you mean?
So maybe like if I don't know. So why would they say a lie?
Yeah, why would they say a lie?
Maybe they don't want you to know about that.
Yeah, sometimes they don't want to tell you about it. Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to be in trouble. They don't want anyone to be in trouble.
That's also a good reason that sometimes people lie. That's true. That people don't want to get in trouble. And in here, you won't get in trouble. Okay, as long as you tell the truth, you will not get in trouble for anything you've said or done. Okay, as long as you tell us now. Okay, is it? Yeah, and I promise that. And I say I've got to tell the truth as well. And from that, I need to say that includes if you use rude words or things like that. In here, you're allowed to use those rude words. Okay, your mummy knows what we're going to be talking about and knows that you're here, and she won't tell you off if you need to use those sort of words. I'd rather you use those rude words to tell me exactly what happened than try and make it polite and you miss out things that have happened.
So I don't understand.
Well, say for example, me and Cleo were having a conversation and you heard Cleo swear.
Yes.
Right? Do you understand that bit?
Yes.
So me and her talking, Cleo swore while she was talking to me. She said a rude word. And then I say to you, "Did you hear what Cleo said?" And I say, "Tell me what Cleo said." I'd rather you tell me everything, including the swear words.
So I should say.
Say like said, "Oh, Cleo said, oh, this camera's shit." Say she said that, and I say to you, "What did Cleo say?" I don't want you to say, "Oh, Cleo said the camera's rubbish." I want you to say, "Cleo said the camera was shit." Do you see?
Yes, I should.
So don't try and make it polite.
Yes.
Say it exactly. Is that clear?
Yes, I should say what exactly.
Exactly. Perfect. Well done. Thank you. So you've come here with your mum, and do you live with your mum? Do you?
Yeah, I live with her.
And who else do you live with?
And that's just my mum. I live with only my mum.
No one else?
Nope.
No other family in your
I don't
house?
live with my dad. No.
What about brothers?
No. I live with my.
Your mum?
Yes, and when three.
Three of you?
Yes.
Okay.
And my big. Really like he knows this about this, but no, he doesn't really like doing it.
What do you mean?
So
Sorry?
my big brother James.
Yeah, James. How old is James?
He's about 17, but he's not really included because he doesn't really live with us.
Oh, okay. So where does he live?
He lives with his other dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't live with us, but
okay.
he comes to visit us on Saturdays.
Oh, I see. So is he your half a brother? Is he?
And he is my brother. He is my brother.
Right.
So it's just that his dad is married to so my mum married two men.
Yep.
So first is when my big brother was born.
Yeah.
And after she broke up with his name is Will.
Yeah.
He broke up with him.
Yeah.
And after him, she didn't marry, but she loved Ricky, which is my dad.
Yeah.
So then we were born. So then she broke up.
So your dad is Ricky.
is Ella Draper.
But you...
My brother, yes.
And is he the son of Will, or is he the son of Ricky?
Son's
Perfect. So you live with your mum?
Yes.
And do you ever get to see your dad, do you?
My dad, Ricky.
Ricky, do you ever get to see him?
Every 2 Saturdays, but actually, in fact, he lies to my mum, and he says that he just sees us every 2 Saturdays.
And do you see him every 2 Saturdays?
Court orders.
Okay.
So
do you see him every 2 Saturdays?
Nope. We see him every single day.
Every single day? And how do you do that?
School, he comes to our school.
Oh, does he? And what does he do at the school?
He does sex to us. He kills babies there.
Right.
We eat babies. We drink their blood.
Okay.
Because this is how we do it. So like on Wednesdays is the most special, busiest day, special day.
Okay. We'll take it little bit by little bit. So you say your dad comes to your school every day.
Yes.
What does that mean? He comes to your school every day.
So that means he comes like whenever we have school on Saturdays. He comes and sees us there.
Whereabouts does he come and see you?
My school, Christchurch Primary School.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's where the area we live next to Christchurch Primary School.
Yeah.
Because we live in 5 Patterson Road, and then after he comes to our school.
Okay. So who drops you off at school in the morning?
My mum.
So you get dropped off at school?
Yes.
When you get dropped off at school, what do you do then?
So then they check if the coast is clear, if my mum's not there or anything around the area.
Okay.
So they go, Mr. Morris, the caretaker.
Yeah.
He goes around the school areas and checks if my mum is there or anything, like if the coast is clear.
Right.
And after they call my dad and say that everything's alright, my mum is not there, it's all clear.
How do you know that?
Because they got the number of my dad.
And how do you know that?
Because I heard them talking to my dad. And it was exactly my own dad's voice. Exactly.
So where were you when you heard this caretaker speaking to you?
Staff room.
Why were you in the staff room?
Because that's where they do sex to me. There.
So you've got to school. Right,
yes.
You've got to school. How did you get to school?
So we just go and buy a car though.
So you go by car
yes.
with your mum.
Yes.
Get to the school.
Yes.
So you get out of the car.
Yes.
And where'd you go first of all?
So this is where we park, and there's this little path. You go upstairs, and then there's a little path, and then here's our school.
Yeah.
So then you just walk in, but that's where the infants are. But you have to go further along, and that's where the junior, because I'm in junior. So then when you go in the junior, there's downstairs, and then there's a big playground, and then there's this office and the whole school there.
So you go into the school in the infants part,
yes.
and you walk round to the primary
yes, so
part.
then at the front, when you just come in the room,
okay.
So there's an office just at the front. There's a door going in the hallway where we do assembly.
Yeah.
And on the left, you go in, and there's the headmistress office there.
Okay.
And then the staff toilet, and it's just this like where the teachers go and do the typing and work.
Yeah.
And there's upstairs, there's year 4 and year 5.
Yeah.
And after, just like I'm in year 4, so in year 4 there's just there, and then year 5 is there on that side,
okay.
And the staff room is just at the front of us.
Okay.
So just walk in the staff room, and then there's this kitchen, and then there's a sofa, and that's where we do sex.
So why do you go in there first of all? Why don't you just go to class?
Like, we go to class sometimes too, yes.
Right, so
we go to class sometimes, yes.
Okay, so you go to class?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happens when you get
to
class?
And then they got this, in my classroom, they got this little door at the back, right at the back of the classroom. They got a little door, and it's just like a tiny little room. It's all stuffed with sweets, prizes, especially to pay the children with sweets to do sex to them.
Right.
Yeah, so they give sweets as much as they like.
Yeah.
So they give sweets so till they're like full, they're done. So because while they eat the sweets, they do sex to them. So like they pay them sweets, and then after they do what they want them to do.
Okay.
Because our children.
Who? What children? What children?
So there's children from our school, 200 children in our school, but it's not like all.
Okay.
There's 20 special children.
Who are these 20 special children?
There's Millie, she's a brown girl.
Millie who?
Millie Cowell.
Millie Cow?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you know she's one of the 20 special children?
Because I know because she comes and they do sex to her, mostly.
Who's they? Who's they?
The teachers, the parents, the staff.
Every single teacher or specific teachers?
No, every single. The whole school does it. The whole school, and we got our own church too. So because they do that, because after as I said, we kill babies, we drink their blood, we eat them.
Okay.
But then after so the social services who are in it.
Yeah.
They go to families, so if the families can't afford, so they get a baby but they can't look after it or anything, they can't buy food or they can't buy clothes, they can't look after it, so the families who sell their children, so the social services get them, they say they get them to a foster home, but they don't, they get the babies or the children, and then they get Miss Marden, our nurse in our school, she injects the child or baby in a net just here though.
Right, okay. And how do you know that?
Because I saw her doing it.
How did you see her doing it?
Because I saw her in the staff room. She was getting this, so she got this injection, and she done it. So the baby was there, it was just sitting on the table,
right.
And I was just laughing there. And after she just injected her, and I was I was slowly went to sleep. But not just like a thud, not like just fell straight away. They put, because it looked like it was slowly moving down like that.
Right.
Yes, okay. So then after
so baby's gone to sleep.
Yes, and then after they get put on this bit, they get the baby, they hang it upside down.
And how do they hang
yes,
upside
with
down?
The string.
From where?
On the wall, because there's this little like is a screw, and they put a string, it's like a circle string, tie it to the legs, hang it upside down, and then they get the knife they use for cutting the baby's head off. So you know this big ones, like this big Chinese ones, which you chop up coconut and stuff.
Right.
Yes, they get cleavers, aren't they? No.
Okay.
I don't know what they're called.
You've described it well enough.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So then because our dad, he forces me, but because we're not strong enough to cut the baby's head off, he does us to hold the knife, and he puts his hand at the top of our hand, and he helps us to cut the baby's head off, because he's learning, he's teaching me and Gabriel, so when we're older, to do it to our own children and do this kind of stuff to our own children.
Where is it that happens?
The church, the kitchen in our church.
The kitchen in the church.
Yes, they got.
Yes. So right, this string. Tell me about this string.
So it's just like, it's not just like just a thin normal string. It's a bit thick. It's like maybe that thick.
Okay.
And they tie around.
Okay.
Like in a circle.
Right.
Hang it up on
Where do they tie it to on the baby?
So it's like on legs. So they put the legs together, tie it on.
Yeah.
And so it's like one string around and then one string attached.
Yeah.
And it's hanging upside down. They get the knife, but they don't just cut it off absolutely. It's still on. So they slide the head off, but it's still hanging on.
So okay.
Yes, and then there's a big white bowl on the floor, and the blood drips in, and then we pour it in a big silver goblet.
Okay, so where's this white bowl? Where did they get the white bowl from?
They bought the big white bowl.
From where?
There's any shop, any white.
And where did they get the bowl? Where did they get the bowl from this time?
Any shop like this. So you know.
But you obviously didn't see them get the bowl.
No, I don't know what shop. But I I think they went to this, what is it called, next to Brent Cross.
Okay.
It's near Brent Cross.
Where is it kept at the
in a
church?
cupboard. In a cupboard.
What cupboard?
There's just like a normal cupboard. So it's like near like a cupboard, like a kitchen cupboard.
Right. Okay.
So
And where is this kitchen cupboard?
There's a kitchen in the church and in a school.
Right. There's a kitchen.
Yes.
I've got it. This kitchen.
Yes.
So in the kitchen,
Yes.
the baby's hanging up.
Yes.
And you said that there's a
Yes,
white
so
bowl.
yes.
And it's kept in a
Yes.
cupboard. So what cupboard is it kept in?
It's just a wooden cupboard. So it's like.
Okay. So if I was to go in the kitchen, how would I find it? Tell me how I can find
So
this
it's
bowl.
like it's not as big as this room. It's much bigger, much
Okay.
bigger.
Right.
So it's just like maybe just around on this wall, just around here. There's this little cupboard.
Right.
It's not little. It's kind of medium size.
Right. There's a medium cupboard. So where's the door? So you
Yes,
describe the
the
kitchen.
door is a bit like that. A bit
Right.
like that.
So the door's over there.
Yes.
Then you said the cupboard would be in the other corner.
Yes.
Have I got that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And is the cupboard up in the top or down
Yeah.
on the bottom?
No, it's at the top, like
it's
in
a
the
top-
middle, like that. Yes.
And you say it's wooden. What colour wooden?
Just normal brown wood.
Okay. And there are any other cupboards around it?
Yes, there is some other cupboards like around the walls.
So-
You know, like so lots and lots and lots.
So-
It's just a few.
If I come in, how can I go to that cupboard without making any mistake with one of the other
So like if you come in a room, here's this sink, and here's this big table,
Yeah.
and just this as I said, a cupboard.
Okay.
So you see this frame and it says
Yeah.
Wish.
Yeah.
It's like a bit bigger than that size, and it's just that that colour of wood, a bit brown.
Yeah.
And then it's just this cupboard, and then just got the normal handles, and then just like this, just wooden handles.
Okay.
So you have to open, and there's this white bowl and a silver goblet. The things that we use, the plates that we used to eat the baby on. Yes. So and they tell me and Gabriel, but who actually killed the babies was my father. He kills the babies.
Okay. So the baby's hanging up, and
Yes.
you say, how do they hang it up? What do they use? You've got the string on
Yes.
the leg,
Yes.
and then what's it attached to?
No. It's got a screwdriver on the wall.
There's a screwdriver on the
Yes.
wall. Whereabouts
They
on
hang-
the wall?
It's just like a wall. It's not like the same like this room. The door is actually there. That's the kitchen where we actually do that's the usual kitchen where we usually like.
So you go in, go
Yes.
through the door. So
Yes.
where's this screw on the wall?
So it's just like the door. Pretend the door is just there.
Yeah.
It's another kitchen though.
Yeah.
This is the kitchen that we usually use.
Yeah. So how do I know that's a different kitchen? What's different about this kitchen? Where
Because
is
this
it?
is just a different shape and it looks different.
Whereabouts is this kitchen
In our school.
Whereabouts in the school?
So it's just like this school, just this normal kitchen school. The kitchen. That's yes, where they make the school dinners.
So, oh right, in the school canteen
Yes.
kitchen. Okay, so it's in
Yes.
there. So you go in the door.
Yes.
Where's the screw on the wall?
So it's just like that. It's just like this. So here's the door when
Yeah.
you come in, and there's this little screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
Well,
Screwdriver.
it's not a screwdriver. A screw.
Right, a screw.
Yes, it's in the wall.
Right.
But it got space on.
Yeah.
So you have to hang the string on.
Yeah.
But you make sure it's still it's like secure.
Yeah.
So they put because Mr. Morris he works hard. He works with hammers. He works that kind of stuff. Yeah. So he gets this screw in the wall, and then after he hangs it up, he hangs the baby up.
Right. Okay.
And Papa and me.
Yeah.
Either me or Gabriel hold on to the knife, but he actually kills the baby because he puts his hand on our hand.
Okay.
So then he says to swing and then just chop off the baby's head off, but like stop straight away, like maybe so like once, so you go like this one, and then just leave a bit of space so it's still on the head, but it's just the blood is dripping in the bowl though. That's how we drain out the blood.
Okay, so you do that. Blood's dripping. Does blood not go like everywhere, Or not?
No. We don't make that. We go like this. Like we don't just go like smash like that. We go like this. One like not so speedy.
Yeah.
Just like medium speed. So you just go like that fast. Like that. And we make sure it's not like blood spilled everywhere, because we make sure that everything is clean, as much as clean as they can do it, because they clean it after that too.
Okay.
So if there's blood is on the floor or something like that, they wipe it off.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
the blood's in the bowl.
yes,
and
and then after we pour it in the silver goblet.
And where do they get this silver goblet from?
I don't know what shop.
No, but like where?
Yes, it's with the white bowl in the same cupboard.
In the same cupboard.
Yes.
It's wooden cupboard. And
yes.
That's not in this kitchen with the hanging on the screw. It's in a different kitchen. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they get the bowl from the other kitchen to that kitchen.
Understood. So where are all the people that work in the canteen then when this is happening?
I don't understand.
Well, there's obviously, if it's a kitchen,
yes,
to make, I assume, is it to make all the children's lunches?
Yes, but instead of making the children lunches, they give baby to the children.
They give baby to the children.
Yes, so they give if they say there's spaghetti bolognese that day, they put a bit of baby meat in all the time.
And how do they make baby meat to use spaghetti
bolognese? Because they cut the baby. Mrs. Forsyth, the headmistress, she cuts the baby.
And what about all the bones and that?
Yes, they keep the bones.
Where do they go?
No, I know, but the bones, they don't just keep them. They make stuff out of them. So they make statues of the church.
Where are all these statues?
Yes, because they got carving, there's people carving people. They work near Swiss Cottage, somewhere there. That's where they work, in the carving shop. And then they tell that there's a man called Felix there, and then he makes he makes statues of churches. He makes that kind of stuff. So he makes.
Sorry. Can you be quiet, please? Just doing an interview. Cheers. Yeah, no, fine. Cheers.
So it's just they make statues and stuff out of the bones.
Yeah.
Because they got as I said, they got carving people. So they got Felix, they got Max.
Yeah.
Those are the two people who are the best ones at carving.
Yeah.
So our church, we got our own church.
Yeah.
Yes, they make carving of that church, and then they don't just sell it.
Yeah.
They sell it sometimes, but they keep it. The school keeps it sometimes, but usually they sell it for money because they want money.
And how do you know all this?
Because I saw they have statues of them.
Okay. So Felix makes statues.
Yes, and the skulls of the babies. You know the skulls.
Yeah.
Yes, they get the skulls and they make hole. They make a hole with a driller. So they make a hole in, and then they tie string around, and then they put all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but little gold piercings around the private.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls on in the church there.
Okay.
So they have skulls, the teachers and the staff, they got 20 skulls each.
And how do you know they've got 20 each?
Yes, because I counted once. They were there's one here, and then there's one here, and there's one on the neck here. They looks like skulls everywhere, on the knees, on the elbows. It looks like armor.
Okay. So if I was to try and find these skulls, where would I find them?
Yes, in the church.
Where in the church?
So there's this secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find this secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places.
Would you be able to help me find them, would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but they just hide them anywhere. They just hide it in one place, then they move it to other place, then they move it other place. There's just...
Okay, so I go into the church now.
Yes, and they hide, usually they hide it in their houses. Because they have parties in their houses.
Okay.
Because Mr. Hollings, my teacher, he lives in Highgate.
Right.
Yes. you can see his house because his Porsche.
Yeah.
He got Porsche and it's just at the front of his house.
Okay. So, how do you know he keeps them in his house?
Because I know because I went to his house once.
Tell me about his house. What does it look like?
It's big. It's big.
Okay, big. We go in the front door. What colour is the front door?
It's just normal black colour. Normal black.
Normal black.
Yes,
so
yes.
We go. I go in. I've gone in to Mr. Peter's house. Was it? Sorry.
No, Mr. Hollings.
Mr. Hollings. Sorry. Gone into Mr. Hollings' house.
Yes.
Through the black door.
Yes, and then there's this
what do I go into?
corridor. There's a corridor.
Tell me about the corridor first of all.
So there's a corridor and it's just got like a little corridor and there's this little table there and the shoes there, all his kind of shoes. Yes.
Right. Stop there. Stop.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to. It's rude of me to interrupt
Yes, it's
you.
okay.
I'm sorry. So we've gone into this corridor. You see it's a small corridor.
Yes.
It's a table.
Yes.
With shoes.
Yes.
So tell me about the table. Tell me everything about this table.
This table, so it's not like, it does not have stuff on. It doesn't have just like skulls on. It doesn't have that. No. It got just like maybe car keys. Maybe it got his jacket on.
Okay.
Maybe it got his bag on. I don't know. Different kind of stuff, personal stuff.
Okay. So this table, what does it look like?
It's just like a normal, like a square table.
So it's square.
Yes.
Because obviously there, like in here, like someone could describe that as a table. This as a table. So they're all very different, aren't they? So tell me about, first of all, if you stand up for me, stand up. Can you stand up? So how high to you is the table?
Here.
Okay.
Here, somewhere here.
Okay, so it's somewhere there. And then what colour is it?
It's just normal, just normal like black colour like this. It's normal wood and black.
Wood and black.
Yes,
so it's wood and black.
Yes.
Okay. So it's up. So it's a little bit higher than this table. It's wood and black. It's square.
Yes. So it's just like that big, like that. That's the same like this and like this.
Okay. And then, right. So that's the top of it, described, and it's square.
Yes.
And then when you go down a bit, what's there?
Yes, just under the table, there's shoes there, his shoes there, so like all his different kind of shoes.
So under the table keeps his shoes?
Yes.
Okay. And then what about the floor? What's on the floor?
On the floor is just, as I said, it's just got shoes on.
Okay,
got a
but what's the
carpet.
floor? Sorry?
It got carpet on the floor too.
What sort of carpet?
Well, it's not like a carpet, it's not like carpet everywhere. There's like, you know when you come in the house and there's just usually a small carpet at the front of the door? Yeah, it got that, and then the rest is just wooden.
What sort of
just
wood?
Brown. Just, you see this coloured door, just that, like that.
So that shows quite a dark brown. Can you just move the camera to the door? So that's sort of colour brown. So that's colour brown for his floor.
Yes.
So you go down the corridor.
Yes.
And then what rooms are off the corridor?
So where's this corridor? Here's the living room, here's the kitchen, and then just there's this toilet, and then here's you go up the room, up the stairs.
Okay. So so go in.
Yes.
There's a living room.
Yes.
A kitchen.
Yes.
A downstairs toilet.
Yes.
And some stairs that go upstairs.
Yes. Yes.
And have you been in all of those rooms downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the living room first of all. What's in there?
The living room, they've got secret rooms in there.
What does that mean?
They've got secret rooms in there.
In the living room?
Yes.
Okay, well tell me about...
top secret.
Okay, if we talk about the not top secret bits first of all, tell me about the normal bits of the living room.
Yes, it's just like, it's bigger than this.
Okay, so it's a room bigger than this?
Yes, it's a big large room, and then you've got a table, you've got a television, you've got a sofa. It's like a normal living room.
Okay.
Yes, and just there's like a half part is a living room and a half part is a dining room.
Okay.
So it's like mixed rooms. That's why it's big.
Okay, so it's got a living room and a dining room.
Yes.
Yeah? And
in one whole room.
Has he got any tables or chairs or sofas or anything like that? What's he got?
So he's got a television, just a big Samsung.
Samsung. How do you know it's Samsung?
Because you can see silver writing Samsung on.
Okay, so he's got Samsung telly, a big one. And where is that telly?
It's just like a different, it looks a bit like a table like that, but it's a bit smaller. And it's a bit like this size, this height.
And how big is that air thing?
It's the same size, but it's just this height.
So it's as big as this,
yes,
but smaller. So about this height. Of this.
Yes.
But okay.
And then it's just, the television is done and the sofa's done.
Tell me about the sofa. What sort of sofa?
So it's not like a sofa. It's not like a multicolored. It's just like this, not brown, but it's kind of blackish, really dark brown.
And what sort of size is the sofa?
It's like this, but like if you join that chair to the sofa.
Yeah.
So if it's like that, and you add a chair just here,
so
like it's joined.
So it's longer, is it?
Yes.
And what about, okay.
So it's a long sofa, it's like that, like this.
And what shape is it, the sofa?
So it's like this. So it's like that, the sofa, like that.
Okay, like an L shape.
Yes, like that.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's got a bigger sofa than this. It's like a blacky colour.
Yes,
it's in an L shape.
Really dark brown. But
Okay.
like much darker.
And where does he keep the baby skulls?
The baby skull's in his house, yes.
Whereabouts?
So then at the front, where the dining room, there's this big wardrobe.
Yeah.
And he just keeps maybe spare clothes or anything like that. Like maybe like if there's like maybe plates, bowls, anything like that.
Yeah.
He just keeps it there. But it's not like the wardrobe is just like the skull's right in the wardrobe. You can see it, like you open the door and you can see it.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's top secret in there.
Go on, tell me how to find it.
Yes. So then after it's just maybe because sometimes he keeps spare clothes, as I said.
Yeah.
So you've got a hanger and you've got just clothes, the coats or anything like that. There. And then after you have to apart the clothes.
Correct.
And there's a little door there, but it's like it looks camouflaged. You can't really see it.
So how would I be able to find it, the door?
So here's the clothes, but you can't see the door because the clothes are at the front of it.
Yeah.
It's all covered like that.
Yeah.
But you have to part the clothes, and after you can, it looks like just like a normal wall.
Yeah.
But it's not a normal wall. It got a little handle there.
Is there?
Yes.
And what does this handle look like? How could I find it?
It's like not like a handle like that, but it's still wooden. It's like a bendy one, like how to say like that.
Okay. And when I open that door, what do I find?
So then inside, you have to go downstairs, underground.
It goes underground.
Yes.
And what's in there underground?
So then we go underground, and after there's this little hallway, and on the right there's this door, and then there's this big, enormous secret room.
And what's in the secret room?
In the secret room, there's cupboards everywhere. Looks like everywhere, but then they do sex there too.
How do you know they do sex there?
Because they took me there to do sex.
Who took you there?
My father, Mr. Hollings took me.
So you're who?
My father.
Your father, sorry. Okay, do you call him father or papa?
Papa.
Papa. So papa's taking you down there, and what did you do there?
So it's just so after you do sex there, so
what
they
does
have
sex mean?
So like they have they buy plastic willies.
Right, okay.
Yes, and then they strap it on, but they make sure it hurt. They want plastic willies. They don't want to use their real willies.
Why not?
Because it just doesn't hurt. They want to make sure it hurts.
Okay. So who's they? So Papa and who else?
Mr. Hollings, headmistress.
Okay, so
all
Papa,
the teachers.
Mr. Hollings, the headmistress.
Yes, Miss Marden, Mr. Fanoni, Mr. Gorge.
Okay. So who done it when you went to that house? Who was there?
So all the staff.
All the staff.
All the the parents of all the children. They all know about it.
Okay.
They do it.
Okay. And so you've got in there.
Yes.
And who's used the plastic willies?
All of them. All of them.
And where do they keep the plastic willies?
They keep them in the cupboards. They got, as I said, they've got cupboards around.
Okay.
So they've got maybe 2 cupboards there and 2 cupboards there. They've got cupboards around, around the room.
Okay. So I want to just make sure I get this absolutely correct. So
and they've got exits. So if because they know that because they do not trust me and Gabriel.
Yeah.
That because they say that not to tell anyone about this.
Okay.
But they do not trust us.
No. Why not?
Because they can see them because they when they tell us not to tell about this anything, they look so curious. It looks like they don't trust us.
Okay. So I just get it right. Mr. Hollings' house.
Yes.
I'll go there. He has a Porsche outside. Then you go to the door,
Yes.
dark door.
Yes.
You go into a corridor.
Yes.
It's got
Yes.
a little carpet by the
Yes.
door, wooden floor, very
Yes.
dark like this door.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
On the sides of the, you show
Yes.
me
There's
there.
a living room at the front. There's a kitchen, and then there's the.
There's a little table.
Yes.
Then you go into the living room.
Yes.
It's got a large sofa.
Yes.
Which is in an L shape.
Yes.
Big Samsung telly
Yes.
on a large black shelf
Yes,
thing
yes.
you described. You said in the dining room area,
Yes.
he's got a wardrobe.
Yes.
Then
And it's all just stuffed in spare clothes,
if
as I
you
said.
all stuff with spare clothes, but if you part it, you
Yes.
can find a little door.
Yes, but you can't.
which goes down
You
into
can't
the
really
cellar.
see it because it's kind of camouflaged.
It's camouflage.
Like, yes, it looks a
but
bit.
there's a little wooden handle.
Yes. Yes.
You can open that.
Yes. But
Go
they got
down.
exits. The thing is that they got exits there because they can run out the house too.
Right. Okay. But you go down into this. It takes you into a basement,
Yes.
and then in there's loads of cupboards.
Yes, loads of cupboards and
And in there-
Yes.
Your dad, Papa, Mr. Hollings, some other members of staff
Yes.
have then had sex with you.
Yes.
Using plastic willies.
Yes, and then they touch
which
each other.
Okay.
And as I said, they sell me and my brother for £50 each
To who?
every single day
To who?
to any people who any people who would like do who are like the kind of people who will actually do sex to like who can't come to school, who are busy or anything like that, but then they keep me and Gabriel to do sex to whilst they got their equipment.
Yeah.
So they got the plastic willies,
Yeah.
and then they do it, and then after, like maybe for 2 hours, maybe during school hours.
Okay, so what is sex?
Yes.
We haven't said what sex is. What is it?
So like sex, so they touch each other on a private,
Right.
and as I said, I did tell you about this, but they got this big plastic stick.
Right.
Yes, not plastic, but wooden.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they put it between our legs, and they hit it right between us, but like in between our legs.
So they hit you with a wooden stick
Yes.
between your legs.
Yes.
And what's that? Is that sex? Is it?
No. But
What's
that's how
sex
they
then?
hurt us. But the real sex is like they get plastic willies. They stick it in our bum. That's what kind of sex
Okay.
they do.
And what is your bum?
So they stick in a plastic willy in our bum, where
Okay.
where the poo comes out.
Okay, so they put a plastic
Yes.
willy in the bum where the poo
Yes.
comes out. Okay.
Yes.
And anywhere else?
Yes, in our front private.
Okay.
And then they
You
some-
say our front private. Who are you talking
Yes,
about?
no. So if they because if we say it hurts, or if we cry or make a sound,
Yeah.
they'll give us spoon licks. So they'll get a spoon.
Spoon licks?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So you get spoons, and then they hit us on the head.
Okay.
That's why whenever we come back to our mum,
Okay.
she always says, she doesn't say, but that's why we always got bumps on our heads.
Okay.
But she doesn't say, why do you have bumps on your head? She doesn't say that.
Do you know how to get to Mr. Hollings' house? Do you?
Me from our school,
From your school? Do you?
a bit. I know some of the way.
Where could if we took you where would you be able to find where his house is?
So it's just like I don't remember. There's like the number of his actual house.
But could you say we drove near it? Could you
Yes.
say, yep, it's that one? Could you
Yes,
do that?
I can spot it because I know, because he always no matter what, he always parks his Porsche at the front.
Oh, okay.
Always. I know, or like
Okay.
his car looks like, I know
Do you
absolutely.
know what street it's in? What the name of the street is, or where?
No, I don't remember, but I know it's Highgate. It's Highgate.
So if we went to Highgate,
Yes.
would you be able to find the house?
Yes,
How
if we
would you
drove around Highgate,
Yeah.
drove around, and if I spot if I spot the house, because I know how the house
But
looks
obviously,
like.
there's maybe 1,000 houses in Highgate.
Yes,
So
a lot.
how would you know where to go?
No,
How would you
because
know?
we-
You
because-
say, oh, turn left down this street.
No,
How would
but
you
that's
know? Go on.
because when me and my Abraham, my mum's friend, and my mum and Gabriel, we go to this our friend's house called Gary.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you go through Highgate. He lives near Highgate, so when you go through Highgate, just at the bottom of Highgate, he lives there. So then when we go through, I can also, when you go through on the left, you can that's the road where I remember, that's around there, that's where his house is.
So if we went to Gary's house, you'd be able to tell me from there, would you?
Yeah. But my mum and Abraham knows how to go to Gary's house.
Okay.
So when we're on the way, I know, yes.
Okay. And has anything ever happened at your dad's house?
Yes.
What?
My father lives at Angel Road.
Oh, okay.
But it's like on the corner, right on the corner.
And what happened there?
And so they got the same like Mr. Hollings.
What?
A bit the same house, a bit the same. In this the same looks this, like I said, the wardrobe, that kind of stuff. That's the same. So they got this stairs downstairs. Yes.
Okay.
Because,
so if I went to your dad's house, get to your dad's house, what
Yes.
colour's door's his?
Yeah, his one is kind of lightish brown.
So he's got a lightish brown door.
Yes.
So go in there.
Yes.
Where's this wardrobe?
In the living room, as I said, a bit like Mr. Hollings.
So go to the living room, and what does this wardrobe look like?
It's not like Mr. Hollings's, but similar. It's long. It's long.
Okay, so go to the wardrobe.
Yes.
And how do I get through the secret door? How do I get into the secret door?
Yeah, they got keys. They got keys to the door because Mr. Morris, my father, Papa.
How could I tell there's a door there? So I go to the wardrobe.
Yes.
How would I know that it's not just the back of a wardrobe and it's a door? How could I tell? What's different about it?
There's no difference. There's no difference.
Where'd you put the key then? I don't know.
No. There's no key to go in a wardrobe.
Yeah.
There's no key.
Right, sorry.
But when you go down the stairs into the secret room, underground, they got the room in there. They got the keys to it.
Okay.
Mr. Morris, Papa, Mrs. Forsyth, Mr. Hollings, they got like big bunches of keys. Big.
So how do I get? So I open the wardrobe. What's in the wardrobe?
So it's just stuffed in with clothes, like
stuffed
spare
in with
clothes.
Yes. So I get all the clothes out of the way.
Yes.
Then what do I find?
And then after you find it looks like just like a normal wardrobe wall because it's camouflaged and it makes sure you can't see it.
Yes. So
but
how
actually
do I
there
find
is
the door?
Because it's just right in the middle. So this is the wardrobe.
Would I be able to see
So
the gap or not?
No, it's like camouflage. So like imagine this was like red, and then imagine this was like this is the same color.
Would I be able to move the wardrobe out of the way and find a hole in the wall? Would I or not?
No. That's no, because you have to. The door is attached to the wall, and it got stairs going down.
So if I move the wardrobe, would I see the door?
Yes.
Okay.
But then if
so is that the best thing to do then, is it?
Yes, sometimes, yes. But sometimes when they go in the wardrobe and they go downstairs, they close behind the door, and then they got this another it looks like another brick wall. It looks like a brick wall door, and then they close it behind too.
Right. So
it looks like a double door.
Let me just make sure I'm clear. So go to your dad's house.
Yes.
Wardrobe's there.
Yes.
I'll move the wardrobe out of the way.
Yes.
There's a door.
Yes.
I go down the stairs.
Yes.
And then what do I see down the stairs?
Down the stairs you go down, and as I said, they've got a little corridor, a little hallway.
Yeah.
So then there's a little hallway, and then on the right, just here, there's just just a tiny corridor. So maybe like from here to here, and then just there's this door. Just here, and then that's where the secret room is. But they got special keys though. As I said, they got big bunches of keys.
Got it. Understood.
They got loads.
Okay.
Look, if you go to Mr. Morris, in our school, if you wait till our school, so today's Friday.
Yes.
So wait till Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Go to our school, catch Mr. Morris.
Yeah.
He's a big, tall guy.
Okay.
I'll catch the whole school, catch all the staff there.
What children? You told us one child to speak to. What other children do you
Millie
think we should
Carroll,
speak to?
Sophie Hurlicker,
Sophie
Jack
Hurlicker.
Jones, Ella Darby, Mia Gavish, loads of other children, loads.
Okay.
But me and Gabriel
Are any of these your friends out of school?
Sorry?
Are any of these friends of yours out of school?
No, but Millie Carroll, she left school.
Why?
Because she doesn't like it.
Where's she gone now?
She went in Salisbury's.
Salisbury?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, But
Love
still, sort of, because when she went to Salisbury, she thought that was the school it won't do, because other schools do it. So Hampstead Parochial do it, St Luke's does it, all the Hampstead schools do it. The area.
Really?
New End.
Okay.
This, you know, the school with this tree. The school with this tree.
I don't, but we'll find it out.
No, that school. This, and then there's this school. It's between houses.
Okay.
And then there's this like between houses there is, yeah. And you know, there's in our neighbours, on our road, 5 Patterson Road, up there. Here's our house, and just go up, and just there's this. We've got a neighbour. She's Russian, and she's in it.
Your neighbour? How do you know she's in it?
Because she comes to school because she got 2 sons.
Yeah.
One just a tiny baby. It's Russian though. His name is Misha.
Misha.
Yes, and the other one is called
What's
Sasha.
his real name? Sasha. So Alexander, is it?
Yes. Yes. His real name is Sasha, but they call him Alexander.
Well, Alexander's his real name, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So then that family, they do it. They have I don't know what the school is called, but it's just, you know Tesco next to this parish church.
Yes.
Yes, there's Tesco, and then just like when you go there, there's this station. Yeah. And you just go down, and then you can see the post office there, and you go straight down, and it's on the right. You can see this little road, and then you go there, and after there, and after there's the school. You know the school between there. Yes, that school. That's where they go. That's the school, paedophile school.
Paedophile school. Okay. We'll have a little break. Is that all right? I mean, me and Claire just have a quick chat, see if there's anything else we're going to cover, because I know it's late and I don't want you getting too tired because it's been a long day for you.
I'm not really tired anyway.
Really? You've done very well.
I'm full with food in my tummy.
Yeah, what did you have?
I went to the Indian cafe.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
What did you have?
I had samosa, had rice, I had some salad.
Yeah.
I had some rice. It's like rice bread with like mango chutney.
Oh, right.
Yes, I had that, but I'm just so full.
I bet it sounds.
I had this enormous plate like that.
Okay. Okay, we'll just have a couple of minutes. You just wait here for us, is that alright?
As a former police officer of 20 years, I had the opportunity of actually sitting with a mother in this case for 3 hours. I can absolutely tell you, with my experience of interrogation over a 20-year period, as a former detective sergeant, she was speaking 110% truth. I know there's been no investigation, there's been no proper police statement taken from this woman because of the way she's been harassed. I also know that we have child abuse in this country to epidemic levels. I was on Saturday sitting with a former MP from the Home Office who categorically stated to me that we've got now about 1 in 10 children being abused. And we have a police force that's in denial, and it's not you. I know that. It comes from senior levels. We now need to recognise this and start acting on it to change the ethos of what is wrecking so many children's lives and costing so much deprivation and degradation to the way we live on this planet. I'm really putting that out there clearly. Everybody knows it. We've got to start acting on it, and a great time to do that is at this election. We've got an election coming up, and we need on the hustings to ask what our MPs are doing about this. A lot of it is underpinned by the ridiculous situation that we've got with debt and the way our financial system actually constrains people from talking. Well, that certainly needs looking at. But just think, we have a former Home Office minister who has said that we've got 1 in 10 children being abused, and it's going on now. It's not historic, it was historic, but it's happening now. And Ella and those 2 children's case is not unique. I sat with her for 3 hours, and what she shared was 100% truth. And I know no police officers have properly investigated this. It's incumbent upon you, Sergeant, to make sure that that investigation starts fully and fairly. And I'm not looking to blame. What I'm looking for is a time when we can turn our backs on this sort of happening, that we can keep our children safe and we can live a life where they can flourish and not be suppressed. I was with someone who was abused by a Catholic priest. It massively, massively changes people's lives. And there are people around me here who've been abused. It hugely changes lives. So if we can't look after our children in this society, we're doing a pretty poor job. So let's change it. You know, I know you're a good man, and there's good men around here and good women around here who want to see that happen. So let's make it happen.
Tell us again your former title.
I was a detective sergeant in Sussex Police.
Your name? Okay.
Ray Sal.
How about this fact? There's been no criminal investigation at all on the father. There's been no criminal investigation on the Christchurch primary school. Hopefully I didn't ruin your week, but to me, silence is consent. And if anybody has any ideas of what we can do, breaks my heart for these kids. They didn't make that shit up. I know kids. Doesn't matter if you coached them both for a year. Why would the mom want the situation she's in now? The lie would have been easy. Could have said anything. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear it.
I established, with the help of people like John DeCamp, former state senator in Nebraska, that we have in this country today a covert military criminal enterprise, government enterprise, primarily by U.S. military intelligence, that is operating full throttle, and everybody refuses to investigate it. In the Nebraska case, it's called the Franklin Cover-Up. This is the book here that John DeCamp wrote, by the way. It's all documented in there. And in that particular instance, they were taking children out of foster homes, orphanages, Boys Town, driving them from Omaha, Nebraska to Sioux City, Iowa, 184 miles away, placing them in private jets and flying them to Washington, D.C. for sex orgies with prominent people, including congressmen, senators, and certain people in the White House. I want you to know I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist. It is there. And this not only ties into MK Ultra, CIA, it ties into Satanism. There are approximately 4 million practicing Satanists in America today involved in the Nebraska case. And I can go on about satanic cults for another hour, but I think my time is almost up. I might mention that, speaking of Satanism, there are between 50 and 60,000 human sacrifices, according to 3 different sources, in this country every year. The satanic cults operate secretly. The satanic cults are, along with our covert criminal enterprise within the government, a serious threat to our society. And I thank you very much.
So, if you do me a big favor, please mirror this video on your channel. I think that the only way we can change anything is to get the word out far and wide. And hopefully everybody sees the problem here. I mean, to start with 4 million Satanists in just the United States, 50,000 to 60,000 sacrificed a year. That's 165 people a day. So are these things going on and we all just don't see it? Really, really sad. I mean, the fact that those poor kids are stuck with their father after the police were called 5 times just between 2006 and 2010, and with 3 of those times ended with filed police reports for domestic violence. And it just so happens that on 9/11/2014, those kids were taken into protective custody, and 6 days later, they retracted their stories. It really is disgusting. I mean, are those at the head of the UK royal family and those in charge of the government here in the United States, are they the ones covering up pedophilia and Satanism? It's heartbreaking. Can we do anything? Is there anyone in the UK who has any ideas? Email me. I mean, what can we do? They're killing babies. They're sacrificing babies. They're abusing children. And they're brainwashing kids and raping them too. All while we hand them the money that gives them the ability to do so. This world is sick. I don't know if you guys have heard of Svali. She was the Illuminati whistleblower who had witnessed several sacrifices to Satan while under the Vatican. And she then stated that the bones of those that she sacrificed, or that she saw sacrificed, were sent to all the new Catholic churches throughout the world so that they could put a bone inside the altar. Let me tell you a little story. When I was young, I basically grew up in the church. And there was one day that I was playing underneath the altar, up on the little stage there, just kind of messing around. I was probably 9, 10. And I looked underneath the altar, and there was a little doorway, what looked like a sliding trap door. Well, I was afraid to touch it, so I asked a priest what was in there. And he told me that every church, every Catholic church, has the bone of a martyr inside the altar. So, if you ask me, in my opinion, it is highly likely that in every single Catholic church in the world, inside the altar, there's a bone of a sacrificed baby to Satan. Well, I feel like silence is consent, and I just don't know where to scream anymore. So if anyone's got any ideas, let me know. This has been Jaronism, reminding you to do what's right, take care of each other, don't lie to one another. I think it's time we realize it's our job to fix this world. No one's coming to save us. And if you think the government's going to save you, well, you're just not thinking. That's the last thing on their mind. So open your eyes. There's truth inside. Till next time. Peace.
They inject it to make it go to sleep.
And
then after, Papa tells us to hold the knife, and then he puts his big hand on. He pushes it into the neck, cuts it, and after, but when it's upside down, so it's like he goes like
so
that.
how do the babies become upside down?
So you get a string, hang it up, and it's upside down when it's asleep. Well,
hang the baby upside down after they inject it?
Yes. Miss Marden, the nurse, she injected.
Who is Miss Marden?
Miss Marden is a nurse of our school. She does the injecting. She pretends to be kind to my mom and tries to say be kind. And then after she injects. She's the nurse, so she pretends to be kind to mom. And so if I hurt myself, she pretends to be really kind to us and look after us and give us ice packs.
She's a member of this cult?
Yes, she's the one.
And what do they all have? You say they all have a special something that they wear and stuff?
Yes, they wear this special kind of shoes. They make
what shoes? What special kind of shoes?
Baby skin shoes. Daniel, Felix, and Max.
Who are Daniel, Felix, and Max?
They work at a shoe shop. Daniel and Felix, yes.
What shoe shop do they work at?
Daniel and Felix, they work in the next to the O2 Centre one in this tube station.
Where?
Just inside the tube station.
In the tube station where? What tube station, Daniel?
O2 Centre one.
O2 Centre where?
No.
So in the corner.
Which tube station?
I think it's the next waitress. I didn't. Hampstead.
Finchley Road Station.
Finchley Road Station.
What, the tube station?
Yes, yes. So when you come in, there's this shop
That's okay,
there
you don't
and a
have to
shoe
describe
shop.
it. Just tell me what they do, these fellows.
And those fellows, they take off the skin. I don't know how.
The skin of whom?
Of the baby. The baby.
And they make shoes?
Yes.
And who wears these shoes?
Papa. Everyone wears the shoes.
Everyone in the cult?
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
then
One moment. Are there any other schools or churches involved?
There's other school and churches involved.
Which ones?
St. Margaret's.
What is your school, by the way?
Christchurch School. Christchurch
In where? In which part of
Primary
London?
School. In Hampstead.
And then, which other schools?
New One does it. Hampstead Parochio, the one with the tree sign in
It's a Hampstead Heath School.
Hampstead Heath School, and all the schools in Hampstead do it. And St. Margaret's does it. We also have a church, our own big church, and we use it for sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood. We sacrifice the baby, we do sex to the babies, we throw when we're dancing with the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
From before?
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where did the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How would you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off. Then we clear all the meat from the skulls. And then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it, sometimes we roast it in the oven, sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants, McDonald's in Hampstead, and East Finchley. And East Finchley is a swimming pool, and in East Finchley there's a swimming pool, and the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it.
That's what?
The sex, eating baby, and there's McDonald's in there, and they're also involved, and there's Starbucks inside, and they're also involved, and there's sweets shop in there.
Well, no, don't rush.
And
You say McDonald's in Hampstead and Finchley Road,
Yes.
East Finchley.
Yes.
And you said Starbucks where? Which Starbucks?
Starbucks in Hampstead and no, not in East Finchley, in Hampstead.
So not all McDonald's are involved,
No.
and not all Starbucks.
No.
Only the ones where?
In Hampstead and East Finchley, and also there's a.
What about Belsize Park?
Yeah, there's no, they're not
There's
involved.
Starbucks there. Do they do that or not?
Yeah, they do. And there's a Pizza Express in Starbucks. No, there's Pizza Express in Belsize Park, and they do it.
And Starbucks does it in Starbucks.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gabriel was telling me that the whole school's in on it.
Yes. Whole school is.
Oh my God.
All the teachers.
And there's police as well. What's the name of the police?
One is called Dave Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's that.
Okay.
And then there's one that's Simon Pinson.
Right.
And there's another one, Alice Singleton.
Or Singleton. Are they from Hampstead Police Station?
Yeah.
Right. It'll all get sorted out. You say, was there priests involved?
Yes.
What was the name of the priest?
Father Paul.
Father Paul. And it was Christchurch,
Yes.
Hampstead.
Yes, in
Right.
Hampstead.
We'll sort it out, don't we?
And Hampstead. Social services, the GP, the doctors,
They know about it.
solicitor.
They're all in on it.
Yes, that's what Papa said, that my father might escape if he gets alerted.
Have you drunk blood? Have you drunk blood?
Yeah.
Astronauts to the moon.
What's going on, everyone? It's Chairnism, back again with another video for you today. Although today's video is a little bit different, and so I wanted to start out by issuing a warning, and I mean this in all sincerity. If I were to have a rating scale of content-wise and subject matter-wise, this is an absolute 10, meaning there should be no children watching this video. I mean that in all sincerity, so if there's anybody in your house that you let watch the videos, even if they're 14, 16, 17, this is one I would not let them watch. And if you are yourself queasy or uneasy about hearing things that might be of the sexual nature involving children, that might be of very bloody, and it's just a really gross video, but it needs to get out, it needs to be heard, and so I'm going to tell the story. It's going on in our world, and we need to do everything that we can do to stop it and expose it and let everybody know that it's happening. So just make sure that you understand that I am dead serious, that you need to be a strong-stomached individual to actually watch this video. So now, folks, let's get into the Hampstead case and the whistleblower kids. First, I wanted to make sure you understand that I am presenting this evidence for you to make up your own mind. And obviously, mine is made up, but I want you to see the different points of view in the story, and then to decide which one you trust, which one you believe. If you end up, like me, believing the children and their mother, then with that comes the admission that we live in a world far worse than we could have ever even dreamt. Basically the worst of times. So let me tell you first the story as I introduce each of the players, and then from there I'll tell you the order that we will be attacking the story. Again, this is your last warning, final warning. This will be the hardest thing you've ever had to watch. I don't recommend it unless you have a strong need for truth like I do, and a desire to help any helpless kid at any point that you can. So let us meet the players. So to begin, we have the girl. She's 9, was 8. Adorable kids, very smart kids. You're going to hear several interviews with them, and basically what happened is they were fooling around with each other, maybe touching each other where they weren't supposed to, and their mom, Ella Drapert, walked in, witnessed what was going on. Obviously shocked, she asked the kids why they were doing that, and they began to tell her that their father has been allowing that kind of behavior and also teaching him that behavior. And of course it goes much deeper than that, as they begin to tell their mother that their father actually is the head of a new religion. And in this religion they kill babies, and they eat the babies, and they drink the blood. And you may be thinking, whoa, this is crazy. And it is. And you need to hear these kids give their side of the story and hear what they have to say. And if you know kids, you can decide if it's made up or not.
His arms, and also they have it on the pussies, the privates.
And
also all the teachers have it, but not all parents.
So all the teachers have tattoos on their privates, you say?
Yeah.
And what type of tattoos do they have on their privates?
They have devil tattoos.
Pardon, what type of tattoos?
Devil and monster tattoos.
On their privates?
Yes.
They all have them?
Yes.
All of the teachers in Christchurch Primary School have devil tattoos on their private part?
Yeah. No, also monster ones. Yeah, devil is in the middle, but also monster ones, and also they have piercings.
Okay. Are these the tattoos that you've drawn pictures of? You've given us pictures of?
Yeah.
You've drawn some pictures of tattoos. Are these the tattoos you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, so they also make shoes of the skin, of the baby's skin. They got a special tool and they put it in the skin and like in the baby's skin, and then they take it out. And then they stick it because the blood is kind of sticky, and then they make the shoe with the sole and the flip-flops. They stick it on the flip-flops. They got flip-flops and like those shoes, like the one that I like, the ones that I showed my mum in the shoe shop in Grand Cross. Those ones with this big, it got a big star on its baby skin, but it's not like, you can do it coloured, but it's not like, it's a bit see-through though.
For the skin?
Yes, it's skin.
Okay, well, sorry to...
A big black star, it was... Wait, pause. I have to go and draw the star picture. Carving skin off. Yeah, and also Alex is like really good.
Carving the skin from where?
From the baby, and when the baby's dead.
And these are when the baby's dead. And these are the baby skin shoes we're talking about.
Yes.
And who wears them and who keeps them and where do they keep them?
Well, the parents keep it in like ordinary cupboards and...
What, the dead baby skin shoes?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps their own shoes?
Yeah.
And who keeps yours?
Mr. Hollings, a teacher and my sister's teacher when I was in year 3, and...
He keeps your
for you.
He keeps the shoes for you?
Yes.
All right.
Can you please just draw this?
One moment, yeah. And... There's a star on the shoes, you said. And could you draw a picture of the star for me? The shoe the star. Where is the star on the shoes, you say? The black
on the
star.
sides. Just here.
On the sides, yeah?
Just here, on the ankle.
Okay. One moment. So this is the star. But it's upside down, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Which way?
It's like this.
So start again, please.
You have to have a little bit of fear to face it, and then your fear will be gone.
But you feel a bit of fear. Why do you feel a bit of fear? Tell Mama. Look at the camera.
I feel a bit of fear because it's really dangerous, and I ate
Look at me.
And I ate babies, and I ate babies before, and I feel really weak about it. Really weak. Not strong. But when I eat hemp, I feel really strong.
Tell the camera.
I feel when I eat hemp, I feel really strong. Really.
When you eat hemp?
Yes, and feel really powerful. But when I eat meat, I feel really weak.
That's right.
The first time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we were done it, we had feared so much.
When you did what?
When we killed a baby, first time. And
You killed the babies?
Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand. He helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hands?
He held my hand. Yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head, like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it. But then we understood. When my mum found out about it, she understood. She told me that it's wrong to do this kind of stuff. So then me had still been used to it, but then we had understood that it's wrong.
And so, what your decision is?
And then our decision, we had still a lot of fear in our head. But then when we read a book called June, it said that fear is the mind killer. So when we heard that, we thought that it was true. It was not really true. But then after, there was a man called Abraham who came to help us. He said that it is true. That it's like metal.
Tastes like metal, you know. Well, you're vegetarian. You're vegan.
It's weird.
Weird taste. They made you eat flesh as well. Baby's flesh. Was it baby's flesh?
Yes, baby flesh and meat and normal animal flesh, like chicken and beef.
Right. Why do they cut the heads off the babies?
They hang it upside down.
Right.
And after this big white bowl on it. And after they cut the head off the say it falls on the floor.
Right.
They leave it on, they cut off the head.
Yeah.
But then after it's still on, it's just hanging on.
Right.
And then the blood drips in. And if there's blood spilled on the floor or anything, like blood splattered anywhere, they got mops. They do everything.
Yeah, they don't like to leave a mess.
No, they would like to leave a mess.
Right.
But they know that just in case, if maybe one of the children will tell a police or something.
Right.
And what else are you going to stop?
And stop killing babies. And stop killing babies, and we're going to face our fear and face our urge.
You're going to face your fear. Because fear is what?
Fear is the mind killer.
And you're going to help us to catch. Who are you going to help us to catch?
All the people. Papa, Mr. Collins, Mr. School.
All the policemen.
What happens in the church?
And we do baby sacrifice and eat the baby.
What do you mean sacrifice and eat the baby?
So we kill the baby and eat it and drink the blood from it.
Is that true, Gabriel?
Yes. And we dance with the skulls.
You what?
We dance with the skulls in the church.
What skulls?
Skulls of the baby.
Pardon?
Baby skulls. The skulls of the baby.
You dance with the baby skulls? And who kills the babies?
Papa, me, Elisa, and
Who kills the babies?
Papa.
And what, he gets you to help him?
Yes.
Shoot.
So he tells us to hold the hand with a knife, and then he holds his hand on our hand. So then he cuts the baby's head off. And then he puts it upside down, and then we drain the blood.
And then what they do?
And then we cook it, and then we drink the blood, and then after we go and dance with the skulls.
Yes. Would you tell us about the marks or any marks, distinguishing marks on the people who abused you at the school, please?
Yes. Mrs. Forstake, she got a birthmark.
Who's Mrs. Fordyke? Will you
Mrs.
describe?
Forstake, she's the head teacher, she's the head mistress.
And what's the name of your school?
Christchurch Primary School in Hampstead.
Thank you very much.
And also she has a birthmark all around.
Who are we talking about again?
Mrs. Forstake.
Who is the
head teacher?
Okay.
Of Christchurch Primary School. And she got a birthmark all around her privates and on her private.
A birthmark? What type of birthmark did she have?
She has like a dark pink one.
And where is it? All where?
All around her private and on her privates.
On her inner thighs? On her inner thighs here, on her thighs here. Would you tell us what happens in the church now, please, Gabriel?
Yes. In the church, they cook the baby there. They do sex there. And they also have secret rooms there.
They cook the baby.
Yeah, and they have a secret kitchen.
They cook the baby. They have secret rooms and secret kitchen.
Yes.
And what goes on there? You say they cook the baby.
Yes.
Is the baby alive when they cook the baby?
No, it's dead. They kill it.
Who kills the baby?
Me, my dad kills the baby. The other adults kill the baby. Other fathers.
When you say me, how do you mean me?
Papa helped me.
Oh, you help your father helped you to do it, right?
Yeah, I never did it on my own.
Okay. And who are the other people who kill the babies?
There's other parents, the parents of the father, Clark's father killed babies. He's really strong.
Clark's father killed babies?
Yeah, and Leon's.
And Leon's father?
Yes.
Who else? Can you tell me any of the other fathers that kill babies, please?
Yes. Mia, because all the 20 special children have their tattoos except for me and myself. No, except for myself and my sister, because my mum isn't a member of the cult.
Okay. Anyone else have tattoos?
Yes, the 20 special children all have tattoos. And also all the teachers have tattoos. Mr. Vanoni have tattoos all on his arms, and Mr. Gorge also got tattoos on his.
The school is also involved. It's not just these two, but it's other kids. and it's also the teachers at the school. Not just that, it's also the local police, the headmaster of the school, the nurse, and more. Well, this all went to court, and the judge, Miss Justice Poffrey, ruled in favor of basically the father, saying that the kids' claims were factless and they were baseless lies made up by the mother. And so if you go online now and look up this case, you're going to probably see something like this. It says, police are hunting the runaway mother who tortured her 2 children into inventing a fantasy that claimed that their father was the head of a satanic sex cult. Now, this is the news story that is going around, so most people believe the story that the mother had made these kids lie for whatever reason. Now, the reason that they claim is because there was some sort of custody dispute going on. Well, the thing is there, wouldn't it have been easier for the mother to just say, kids, why don't you tell the police that your dad touched you in your private places? No, see, these kids go quite a bit further, and I want you to see these interviews. So, the order we're going to go through is first we're going to listen to the brother and sister. After they had spoken to their mother, she had a friend who was in law or a lawyer, and this lawyer came over and videotaped the interviews. We're going to watch those first. After that, we're going to watch the father get interviewed. After that, we're going to watch the mother get interviewed. And then we'll go back to the Child Protective Service interviewing the children. And finally end it with some media and some protesters and some activists. And that will be it. So listen up carefully. Try and get a read for these kids. Oh, and just a note. Make sure you watch the whole video and even the 3 full interviews for each kid. Otherwise, it's hard to really make a good determination. There are some points, like in the mom's little speech, where she mentions a bunch of people's names that you could probably fast forward, but for the most part, you got to hear all the content. And lastly, see how this makes you feel. And don't be afraid to stand up and speak out. If you ever see something that makes you feel gross inside, there's a reason. Trust that intuition, that gut, and that brain. So here's the kids. Let's check it out.
This cult is because the first time whenever we ever done it.
Did what?
First ever we saw Papa kill a baby, and me and Gabriel done. He's the boss
of what?
Of the whole thing.
Of the what? Boss of what?
Of the whole cult. The whole pedophile ring.
And what do they do? This cult?
They do sex there. They kill babies.
Sex to who?
They do sex to children. They do it to each other.
And what are the babies for? What do you get the babies?
We send the social services to do it, unfortunately. They get the babies from families who can't look after the baby and who don't want the baby.
Really?
Yes.
Social services, I find that difficult to believe.
Yes.
What's their name?
Richie.
Richie who?
Richie, I don't know his surname, but it's Richie. His name
ones who came to our house.
He's your particular social services, he's a worker that helps.
Yes, and Ella, the other lady who first time. Yes, she came to our house in 47 Lane.
Okay, 1 second.
And then the social services, they get babies from other families. So if the family can't afford a baby, so if they got a baby but they can't look after it or anything like that, so if they get a baby, they want a baby.
Who do they give the baby to? Do they sell the baby or just give them?
They don't just give them, they sell it because they can't really. They sometimes give, but they don't just give it like borrow, like for like a rent. They give it away because sometimes families are poor, See, like in Tanja, there are people who had children and they were really poor. They couldn't afford food for them. So if the family's doesn't have money and they got a baby, they sometimes sell it. They eat it, do sex first.
How do they eat the baby?
They
alive? Is the baby alive?
No.